Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Why haven't you fixed the AC?
Don't
Sweat
the heat any longer. Let Peterman handle it.
They can fix it.
Looks like you could use a new heating and cooling system.
Yes.
We're miserable.
Well, right now, when you install a qualifying heating and cooling system with us, you get the AC for free. And we'll install next day.
We need to tell everyone.
Just visit PetermanHVAC.com.
The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too. And we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
Live on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. It's week 7 of IHSAA football, and we got a great matchup ahead of us tonight as the Alexandria Tigers play host to county rival and Central Indiana Conference rival, the Frankton Eagles. Colin Eccles, Joey Paternostro joining you in the booth tonight. Lily Herrera, our sideline reporter. We'll hear from her in just a few minutes. Michael Blezick running the camera for us on the roof tonight. Thankfully, both of them are going to stay dry, as opposed to last week's game where we saw, again, the Frankton Eagles unfortunately dropping their 6th straight game of the year to Madison Grant. Tough loss for the Eagles, and a good opportunity for them to bounce back against Alexandria tonight.
Absolutely. Frankton is looking to get their first win tonight against an Alexandria team coming off a tough and close win against the tough opponent of Oak Hill, a close matchup there, 22-21 in overtime. However, it's a great bounce-back game for Alexandria. However, I believe it's a better opportunity for Frankton to get their first win, winless so far, but definitely a good opportunity to come into a rival's home and catch a win.
Alexandria in a little bit of a lull. Started off the season great, 3 wins in a row against Westdale, Wabash, and then opened their Central Indiana Conference schedule against Elwood with a big win there as well. They dropped 2 to Eastbrook and Mississinewa, back-to-back Mississinewa, as we know. We saw them a few weeks ago against Frankton. Heck of a team. Have only given up 7 points so far on the year, so that is a loss that I think you can swallow, as unfortunate as it is. But in that game against Eastbrook, a very important piece to the puzzle for the Tigers offense by the name of Brady Gass. He got a little bit banged up. A lot of pressure on him in the backfield in that loss as well. So you look at that, the Tigers coming out of a lull, like you said, a great opportunity for Frankton to kind of jump at an opportunity and catch some people off guard, especially since the Tigers are just kind of getting their mojo back into action after the overtime win last week. Let's take a look at the Frankton Eagles coming into tonight in a little more in-depth. 0-6 on the year, 0-4 in their conference schedule as well. Their losing streak dating all the way back to last season. They've lost 7 in a row, if you count that loss in sectionals. They've also allowed 40 or more points in every game this season so far. They've been shut out 2 of the last 3 weeks, so they're hungry. Hungry as heck, I think you could say. And when you take a look at the Frankton offense as well, they've got a very important piece back on the field for them tonight. Brady Carmack, who wasn't able to play last weekend. Not that the passing game was that important of an aspect of the football game considering the weather conditions, but having him back offers another threat to the offensive stature for Frankton's team.
Obviously, the question of the game today is Gast A-OK to play. We'll see coming up. But big idea here for Frankton's defense. Have to keep him contained. Have to keep Mason Fuller, John Amon, and Bryson Eckler contained on the wings, as well as the running backs, Clayton Martin and Will Rowand. Tough matchup.
The O-line for Frankton. Let's take a look at them for a minute. An average weight of 211 pounds across the board. They're going up against a defensive front that comes in average weight of 221. So they've got them outdone by 10 pounds. But when you look at the two ends, Camden Shelton and Lincoln Burkhardt, both of them sophomores, which means they're going to have a tough task against a linebacking core for Frankton that loves to blitz. A lot of the action from Frankton's defense is coming from that linebacking duo of Kane Oakley and Anthony Tillery. But at the same time, those two are very capable of dropping back into a kind of a secondary mid-level role and covering passes across the middle. If those two on the end, Shelton and Burkhardt, can hold up against a linebacking duo that is very shifty and can disguise their looks very well, as long as they can hold up against that, Gass should have plenty of time in the backfield to make his decisions. And with three receivers in Mason Fuller, John Amon, and Bryson Eckler, like you said, that are very dangerous down the field and across the middle, that's going to be a big deal for the Tigers tonight.
For the Eagles defensively, Noah Melvin, Cooper Lozada, Nate Hendrick, part of that DB core, the linebacking core, as well as those corners, definitely going to have their work cut out for them, keeping Gass contained. More importantly, in my opinion, between the running and the passing that Gass can do, obviously can use his legs. We've seen it very dangerously throughout the year. It's going to be big on the defensive end, the defensive line for the Frankton Eagles to keep the offensive line busy, allow the linebackers to come into play, and allow the DBs to really either cover the wide receivers, realizing that Gass is going to run, and keeping him contained.
It's a warm and pretty humid night tonight in Alexandria, Indiana, which means I think we're going to see a pretty good balance of both the ground game and the air game from both of these teams. As we know, Brady Gass can sling the rock around the field just about as much as he wants to. He's got a 63% completion percentage coming into tonight, 1,273 total passing yards on the year, averages about 212 yards a game. Earlier in the season, I believe week 1 or 2, he had 600 yards through the air with 5 touchdowns. So if he gets in his rhythm tonight and he's got his receivers open and this Eagles secondary starts to slack off even just a little bit, he might have a field day. I'll tell you what, he is probably one of the most exciting players we're going to get to see this year.
Frankton Eagles quarterback Ethan Stansberry playing both ways, so he's part of that DB core. Ryan Inglis, Noah Melvin, Cooper Lozada, and Nate Hendrick definitely have their work cut out for him. Stansberry with 10 tackles and a pass deflection. Inglis with 12 tackles. Noah Melvin, 31 tackles, a tackle for loss, and an interception. Cooper Lozada, though, 33 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and 3 pass deflections. So they're definitely the stars of the defense, along with that linebacking core. Kane Oakley, 58 tackles, 7 of them for a loss, and 1 sack, as well as a pass deflection. Anthony Tillery on the other side of that linebacking core, 20 tackles, 4 of them for a loss, 1 sack, and 1 quarterback hurry. They're definitely a solid unit, but the Alexandria offense, also a heck of a unit.
I think one thing interesting to note for tonight is both quarterbacks are in the starting lineup on both sides of the ball. Just like you said, for the Frankton defense, Ethan Stansberry in the secondary, but Brady Gass also playing a secondary role for Alexandria tonight. When you think about that and keeping your quarterbacks healthy, that's a big deal, trying to keep them going on both sides of the ball. But the other thing is being in that secondary, especially when it comes to passing time and in a passing situation, you've automatically got a little bit of a better insight into the quarterback mind because you're playing it on the other side of the ball. With more insight on this week's matchup is Lily Herrera. She's down on the 35-yard line with Coach Gast of the Alexandria Tigers. Lily is just about ready, getting set up with him, and we are going to go ahead and check in with her in just a couple of moments. Lily is down on the sidelines, and she is ready to roll. Lily, go ahead, take it away.
Well, Coach, you won your last game against Oak Hill in overtime. To get you back on track after 2 losses, what needs to be done in order to keep you guys on that track for this matchup?
Well, we got to bring that same effort, that same mental toughness and all that back tonight. We showed a lot of heart, we showed a lot of just mental toughness, but also executed. We executed our offense when we needed to in some tough conditions, so more of the same tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck.
Right. Thank you.
The Alexandria Tigers take the field. What a good way for Coach Gass to put it. Mental toughness, physical toughness, and bringing their A game and bringing a lot of excitement and energy to the field tonight. They got that big win over Oak Hill in overtime last week because of that, and against a Frankton team that I think personally has a much better team than what their record reflects. That's going to be a big thing, too. It is a rivalry game, a pretty heated rivalry game at that. And as you and I know from watching college football over the years, NFL games over the years with some of those rivalries, rivalry week can produce some of the most unlikely outcomes that you would think of. And like I said, with a little bit of a lull coming in the Tigers season over the past couple weeks, good opportunity for Frankton to try and pull that upset tonight.
Colin, I've said it before and I'll say it again. That's exactly why we play the game, because just because you're an underdog means absolutely nothing come game time.
2-minute break for the national anthem. We're back after this on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Gray Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Gray Hubler Ford, promise kept.
The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too. And we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
Couldn't have timed it out too much better than that. The national anthem has concluded at Alexandria High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. My name is Colin Eccles, joined by Joey Paternostro. We got Lily Herrera, our sideline reporter, who just had a great conversation with Coach Gast. We've also got Michael Blezick running our camera for us on the roof this evening. Joey, big game coming up tonight. I'm excited. Who are going to be some of the keys to the game that you want to watch out for, starting with Alexandria?
Starting with Alexandria, we're going to look at that wide receiving core of Mason Fuller, John Amon, and Bryson Eckler. Obviously, starting quarterback Brady Gast is going to be huge for them, but their passing game is really where stars develop.
The running back core for Alexandria as well is going to be pretty important. Clayton Martin out of the backfield, 65 carries for 259 yards on the season. Just a pair of touchdowns to his name, but it's good to have a couple of backs behind Gas that can complement the pass game, as well as him and H-back Will Rowland do. Will Rowland has 9 carries for 102 yards, so averaging over 10 yards per carry for him so far this year. With those two working out of the backfield, if you can rush with them for a couple times each drive and each set of downs and set yourself up in a really, really good passing opportunity with third and manageable, or even on a third and short or a goal line push, have them that you can rely on and not have to work so much with Gast and the receiving core. Keep them fresh throughout the game. That's going to be a big one. We move to the side of Frankton for their offense. What's going to be the key to get something going and get some consistent traction to pick up their first win of the season?
I think the only logical answer here is Nate Luzader, the star running back there for the Eagles. Guy's an absolute menace. 112 carries, 600 yards, 3 games of 100-plus rushing yards, and 4 total touchdowns on the season. Kane Oakley as well, 15 carries, 41 yards, 1 touchdown to his name. Their rushing game is definitely their star, but you can't rule out Brady Carmack and Trey Bennett. 19 receptions for Carmack, 14 for Bennett, 192 yards for Bennett, 318 for Carmack. They have 8 combined touchdowns.
Those touchdowns split 4 and 4, and I think that is a big thing that I want to key on as well, is Nate Luzader, really, really good at producing out of the backfield for the Eagles, but at the same time, you can't rely on one dude to carry your entire offense throughout the season. So for quarterback Ethan Stansberry to be on time tonight, make the good and selective throws, and don't really force things into double coverage, that's going to be a big key to their success tonight as well, because if he does start to force passes into that double coverage, the secondary for Alexandria and the defense as a whole, they will make you pay. This is a very tough defense. 4 sacks on the year, 4 interceptions, 2 of those coming from Gast in the secondary. These guys are ready to make you pay, and if you give them the opportunity, they are going to capitalize.
Alexandria's defense, I'm certainly looking towards their defensive line. Tristan Carroll, Ian Newland, Trevor Martin, and Levi Coons, the 4 defensive ends there for the Tigers. that is where I'm placing the most pressure here for Alexandria's defense. They have to get in. They have to make Stansberry panic. They have to make him uncomfortable and force him to make throws that he's not willing to make.
Don't forget that tonight's broadcast is built by Universal Roofing. Call Universal at 317-257-0779 or visit universalrfg.com. Tonight's game is also driven to you by Greg Hubler Ford and Hyundai. You can experience the Greg Hubler promise at greghublerauto.com. The Mower Shop in Fishers, that's where you can find your mowers, snow throwers, parts, and more at themowershop.com. Peterman Heating and Cooling. You can call Peterman for same-day plumbing service at 317-608-1883. And, of course, for all of you golfers, I know that season is kind of coming to an end, but JC Golf Carts is a good sponsor of ours as well. They bring a quality and service combined with hometown hospitality. You can visit them in downtown Franklin or at jcgolfcarts.com. A big shout-out to all of our sponsors who make these productions possible week in and week out. The coin toss has been had. Alexandria will start with the football in this first half and look to get their offense going quickly. Frankton obviously will start the second half. Frankton wearing the white uniforms, red pants, pretty clean color combo, and Alexandria, I think, a classic combo as well, maroon and kind of that old gold, a little bit of a USC vibe for the Tigers, which I like to see. USC is pretty exciting to watch this year in the NCAA.
USC is exciting to watch. Alabama is exciting to watch. How about Jalen Milroe? Guy's an absolute dog.
That game against Georgia last week, primetime, baby. That was a heck of a game to watch if you didn't get to check it out. But we're here for high school football this week. It's week 7 already, which is crazy. 7 weeks into the season, just 2 more after this, and then it's off to playoff time. Kind of wild to think about. It's crazy to think it's October 4th as well. We're in October.
Insane.
It's wild to me that this year has gone by this fast. But we got a good one on the docket for you this evening. Once again, my name's Colin Eccles. Joey Paternoster, the partner to my right. Lily Herrera on sideline for us. Michael Blazek running the camera. We'll get the scoreboard up on your screen. 0-0 to start this one. And we will await for the two teams to get square. Returning for Alexandria, 2 men back deep. Bryson Eckler and Mason Fuller. Eckler, 7 returns so far this year, about 21 yards per return when he does return. 52 is his long for the year. Mason Fuller, he's got only 4 returns to his name. Little under 16 yards per return is his average. 31 is his long for the year. Kicking away for Frankton is number 22, Finn Kress. Number 32 for the Eagles, Liam Cawthorn. Cawthorn ready to kick things away from the 40. And this game is underway. Returning is going to be Eckler from just outside the 10. Eckler with some good running room, and he is slung down at the 26-yard line. And that is where Alexandria's offense, led by Brady Gast, will take over to start this one. First down and 10 on the first play from the 26-yard line. And this is an interesting one tonight at Grassfield, which we don't get to see too much anymore, but I do like to see kind of the old school gridiron look, if you will. Gast and his offense onto the field. He will start in the gun. 2 receivers out to his left side, 1 to his right. First down and 10, man in motion. Gast will drop back to pass and fire into the flat. Incomplete. Intended for Mason Fuller, who came across the line in motion. That's going to set up second down and 10 for the Tigers.
Looked like a little miscommunication there. Mason Fuller seeming to run more of that flat route, kind of stay in the backfield. Didn't get quite as far down the field as Gast wanted him to.
Second and 10 at the 26. Gast in the gun. Goes with the hard count, and there was a jump on the defensive side, and that will move the Tigers forward 5 yards. So it'll move to second down and 5. Still on the second play of the drive, and that's a good hard count call early in the game. Get the Eagles on their toes a little bit, get them moving, and really set it in that you don't know what's coming next from the Tigers offense. Second and 5 from the 31. Shotgun formation, 2 to his right, 1 to his left. Back to pass, and it is fired and complete in the flat to Will Rowland. And Rowland will take this out, spotted at the 43-yard line. Big first down pickup for Alexandria. 11:40 left in the first quarter, no score. 2 plays in. First and 10 from the 40 is the official spot. Gast getting his play call from his head coach. He'll stay with the gun set, 2 to the far side of the field, 1 to the near. No run plays yet for the Tigers. Gast will hand it off for the first time tonight to Martin, and Martin is going to be wrapped up and brought down. Looks like he just barely got back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Tigers.
Great job there from the Eagles' defensive line, stuffing Martin at the line, not allowing him to get going. We'll see if that can continue on. Highly unlikely, but it's early in the game, and it's a great show of strength from the Eagles.
2nd and 10. Gast in the gun. 2 receivers to his left side, 1 to his right. Back to pass again. We've seen this a few times tonight. Low throw is... I haven't seen an official signal, and looks like incomplete will be the call. 3rd down and 10 for the Tigers. I'll tell you what, that's a good case to miss low for Gast, a defender right in the face of his intended target. And that is going to have 3rd down and 10 up next for Alexandria.
It looked like Gast needed to put just a little bit more heat on that throw, get more to the outside line, and maybe allow his receiver to catch and run instead of a dive to keep the play alive.
3rd down and 10. Gast sticks with the gun. He'll have 2 to his left side, 1 to his right. Still waiting on the snap. Gast back to pass again on 3rd and 10. Flushed out of the pocket to his right side. Off and running. Fires on the move. It is complete to Bryson Eckler, and Eckler is off and running across the 30. Nothing but green in front of him, and he will trip and fall. Looks like he's going to be down at the 1. Great defensive effort from the secondary of Frankton to catch Eckler at the 1 and bring him down. That was almost a house call for the Tigers, and a heck of a play. It's going to be hurry up set for Alexandria. Gast under center. Will take it himself, and he will waltz across the end zone. 6-0, Alexandria. Quick start for the Tigers after what looked like a drive that was kind of stalling out relatively early in the first quarter.
Great job there from Gast to lead the team. The scramble drill, he found Eckler and was able to, Eckler was lucky enough to break free, bust a couple of defenders, ended up down on the 1-yard line. Great job there from Gast to finally push it in.
Here is the PAT attempt, and it is right through the middle. 7-0 the score. John Amon makes it a touchdown lead for Alexandria. 10 minutes, 13 seconds left in the first. We'll take a quick break. Be back to see if the Eagles offense has any response. That's what's up next on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
7-0 is your score. Alexandria leads Frankton on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Colin Nichols, Joey Paternostro in the booth. A heck of an offensive drive to start things off for Alexandria, not letting that little stoppage in momentum on 3rd and 10 get them down. And at the end of the day, Brady Gast punches it across the goal line for 6. Amon makes it 7 with the PAT. Getting ready to kick away for Alexandria, number 81, Chris Keller. And he will give this a long boot back to the return man for Frankton into the far side of the field and brought down. Frankton will start as it sits just outside of the 25. Flags are down on the field, so we will see typically a holding or a block in the back call is what you can expect here. I haven't seen an official signal. Officials get together to discuss. And indeed it will be against Frankton. They're getting ready to march the Eagles back. And the official spot is going to be inside of the 20 at the 18-yard line. So a lot of field to work with for Frankton. And we'll see, with 10 minutes left in the first quarter, if the Eagles have a response to the Tigers' first drive. Under center, Ethan Stansberry. 2 receivers to his left side, 1 to his right. Saw some quick passes to start the game in the rain last week. See what he comes out with here. It's a fake pitch to the outside and a handoff to Nate Luzader on the far side. And Luzader will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain, 2nd down and 10 for the Eagles.
No gain there for the Eagles. Offensive line has to be a little bit better. Wide receivers have to get outside, not allowing the corners to bust in and break that play up.
So they did give him a few yards on the spot. 2nd down and 6 for the Eagles. Stansberry under center. We'll take the snap and again hand off up the middle to Kane Oakley. Oakley got a couple more on the play. It'll be 3rd down and a little less than halfway. Call it maybe 3rd down and 4 for Frankton. With less than 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. Still a 7-0 lead for the Tigers. Frankton with a promising start to the drive after a penalty on the initial kick return. Still searching for their first win of the season. Stansberry will stick with the under center look. And he will hand the ball off up the middle, and it is very close to the 1st down marker and looks like it will move the chains. And I believe that was Kane Oakley who took it to the 1st down marker. So a good pickup on 3rd down and short, and a great job to keep the drive alive from Frankton, something we haven't seen over the past few weeks.
No, we have not. A great first drive. We'll see if the Eagles can continue this down the field and answer back to Alexandria, but a great start here for the Eagles.
Under center again is Stansberry. 2 receivers to the near side of the field, 1 out to the far. Stansberry hands off to Luzader. And the ball is out and on the ground, and I think Frankton was able to get back on top of it. Looks like Luzader does make his way back onto the pigskin. It is going to be a gain as well on the play. Looks like about 5, 2nd and 5 coming up for Frankton. Clock has just passed 8 minutes to go before we head to the second quarter.
Good job there from the Alexandria defensive line. Get in there, make some big hits, force Luzader to lose that ball.
Stansberry under center. Gets a new play call from the sideline. He's got 2 receivers to the near side of the field, 1 out to the far. Back to pass. Stansberry fires far side of the field. It is complete, and that is almost taken to midfield, and it looks like on the reception was Brady Carmack making his return. Missed last week against Madison Grant, and having him back, he's a big target in the field, 6'3", 180. That's a big, big movement of the chains for an Eagles offense that has struggled to do so. 7:20 left in the first, 7-0 the lead for Alexandria.
Indeed it is. Alexandria Tigers defense has to be a little bit better. Corners have to be a little bit tighter, less zone.
Stansberry on the snap, pitches to Luzader, moving to the near side, and Luzader stuffed in the backfield. It looked like he hit a brick wall. It'll be a loss of 3 on the play. 2nd and 13 coming up for Frankton. Great job by the defensive front, led by Levi Coons getting into the backfield and making the stop.
Levi Coons, Trevor Martin, Ian Newland all on the play there. Great job there from the Tigers defensive line. Good job from the linebackers to block up the wide receivers, allowing the linemen to bust out and get there.
2nd down and 13. 6 minutes, 34 seconds left in the first. Carmack under center. Stansberry back to pass. Nowhere to go. Flushes out to his right side. Fires on the run across the middle. Complete again to Carmack. And Carmack is going to have a 1st down and extra. Talk about making a return. 2 first down catches on 2 targets so far tonight for Brady Carmack. 6:20 left in the first quarter. 7-0 is the lead for Alexandria, but Frankton making their way down the field relatively quickly now.
Brady Carmack, 318 receiving yards on the season so far. When Stansbury goes to throw, that's the guy that he's usually looking to find, either him or Trey Bennett. Carmack 2 for 2 on the day so far.
First down and 10 for Frankton. Stansbury under center. Whistles are blowing on the field for an official's timeout. And they're going to get together and have a quick conversation, whether it was time coming off the clock, what the deal might be. And I have not seen any signal just yet. It looks like the clock will be reset from 5 minutes and 55 seconds to 6 minutes and 18 seconds. So it gives Frankton a little more time in this first quarter to try and make something happen. They're moving with some pretty good pace right about now. And that's something you like to see from an offense, especially when you're battling an offense that can score quickly like Alexandria's. Stansbury under center. Fakes the handoff, rolls out to his left, plants his feet, and airs one out down the sideline. It is incomplete. The intended target, Trey Bennett. Looks like he led him just a little bit too far, but I tell you what, that was a heck of a throw from Stansbury on the play. Brings up second down and 10. And I'm really not mad at taking that shot downfield this early.
Absolutely not. I love the call there from Coach Luzader. See, here's the thing, though. The offensive line gave Stansbury plenty of time to roll out and throw. He wasn't pressure. He had all the time in the world to make that throw, just led his receiver a little bit too far.
Stansbury under center will drop back to pass again. Firing near side. It is complete to the man out of the slot. That is Cooper Luzader. And Cooper Luzader will have a pickup of 7 on the play. Third down and 3 coming up for the Eagles. Looks like 3rd and 4 will be the official spot. Stansbury looking very comfortable in the backfield. Something that we said needed to happen tonight was Alexandria's defensive line getting into the backfield and causing some disruption in his flow. Stansbury under center. Tries the hard count. No one jumps. Will get a new call from the sideline. 5 minutes, 28 seconds left in the first quarter. The snap and the handoff. It goes up the middle to Nate Luzader. He is going to be short of the first down marker by maybe a yard. And I think you're a little bit too far out of field goal range. Obviously not in punt position either. So true 4-down territory play, 4th and 2. This is a big opportunity for Alexandria's defense to make a stop and put the offense back on the field for another try at a score.
Colin, this is the 11th play of the drive. We've yet to see this from Frankton's offense so far.
4th and 2. Stansbury under center. Back to pass again. Fires far side. Complete to Carmack. And Carmack will take it down near the 20. Looks like spotted at the 21. 1 yard out of the red zone. And that is a big 4th down pickup for the Eagles. And a big falter as well for the Tigers defense with an opportunity to put the offense back on the field.
Have to have better coverage from the Tigers there. It's 4-down territory. You're either expecting a run up the middle, which is going to be clogged by that defensive line, or a short pass like we just saw. A little hitch route, little curl route. Have to see better defense from the corners.
Stansbury goes back under center. 2 receivers to the far side. Back to pass again. Plenty of time back there in the pocket. Lofts off his back foot to the end zone to Brady Carmack. And give him the little head tap on that one. 7-6 your score. Frankton an extra point away from tying things up. And that Brady Carmack, Ethan Stansbury connection working some magic for the Eagles on that first drive. 4 big catches for Carmack.
4 big catches, like you said. 318 yards on the season so far. We're going to do some quick math and total up his tally now. However, Carmack off to a hot start so far, 4 for 4. So when Stansbury goes to throw, this is certainly the guy he's looking for. Nate Luzader, some big runs in there as well.
Liam Cawthorn will try the PAT for Frankton. Gets a high snap, but a good hold, and it splits the uprights. We're tied in the first quarter, 7-7 with 4:06 left on that first quarter clock. And this is a very different Frankton team that we've seen than what we've seen all year so far. Moving the ball with efficiency, being quick to make reads for Stansbury. Stansbury looking very comfortable in the backfield as well. And like I said at the beginning of the game, a great opportunity for the Eagles to get back on the field and come up with a win and take advantage of a team that's in a little bit of a slump right now.
Absolutely it is. Carmack had 80 yards on that drive there, 80 receiving yards. He accounted for 80 of that. Luzada with a couple of good runs throughout there. That's a great drive. Like you said, we've yet to see this from the Frankton Eagles offense. It's the first time we've seen this in the return after allowing a touchdown off that first drive.
Don't forget that Small Town Charm meets exceptional service at Johnson County Golf Carts. Whether you're a seasoned golfer, weekend adventurer, or simply looking for a convenient way to navigate around town, they have street-legal golf carts that are just right for you. Experience the difference with Johnson County Golf Carts, where quality and service meet hometown hospitality. You can find Johnson County Golf Carts in downtown Franklin or at jcgolfcarts.com. 7-7 your score after the Brady Carmack touchdown on his first game back on the field after missing last week against Madison Grant. Like I said, big key to have back, big target as well, 6'3", 180. And here's the kick. Alexandria's offense will get a second try, returning for the Tigers, Mason Fuller. Fuller to the near side, takes it out across the 30, still running, and dragged out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Great field positioning to start the second offensive try for Alexandria. They've got 4 minutes left before we head to the second quarter, and they've got some work to do to try and make this a one-score game on this drive.
Mason Fuller on that return there looked like prime Todd Gurley. He let his offensive line he let the return team kind of just play out. He kind of sat back, wait for the blocks to form, watch the hole, busted to the outside, and look, Tigers have great field position to start here.
Heck of a pull from Joey. We'll add that one to the highlight reel for the year. First down and 10 from the 35 for Alexandria. Gast in the gun. Will hand off up the middle to Martin to start things off. Martin off and running across midfield to the 30. No one will catch him now. 10-5. Touchdown Alexandria. It just took one play. 13-7 the score. And the Tigers do what they needed to and answer after the Carmack touchdown. A 65-yarder, one play from scrimmage. If you're going to come out and put your foot down and send a signal, that's the way to do it.
That is certainly the way to answer back. To Frankton's answer back. Just a great all-around play there from Alexandria's offense.
You got to look at the hole that was opened up there on the right side. Ian Newland, Trevor Martin, the left guard, DJ Egan, Trevor Martin, the right guard center combo, and then you've got Camden Shelton as well creating a nice hole for him to run through. It doesn't get much better than that in terms of the run game. John Amon will attempt the PAT, and he will thread it through the uprights. 14-7. Alexandria, one play, 65 yards, and a house call for running back Clayton Martin. That is some football action that you love to see on a Friday night.
Colin, talk about prime Todd Gurley. Heck of a mention there. I mean, goodness.
You may need to get your reference books in order. I do like the pull, but nonetheless.
A play too early. How about that?
Sure, I'll give you that one. 14-7 the score, 3:48 left in the first quarter. Alexandria's offense answers. Now it's time for the Tigers' defense to show up a little bit and get a big stop. Clearly right now, the longer you can keep the offense on the field, or the quicker I guess you can get them back on the field, rather, the more production you're going to have out of them at a consistent basis.
I'm looking at corner Bryson Eckler, number 5, the sophomore guarding Brady Carmack on the entire drive last drive. He allowed the 80 yards, and he allowed the touchdown, got head tapped. Can't have that on the first drive. We can't have that continuing on, because if that's going to be the expectation, then they're just going to walk all over him.
Kicking away for Frankton, number 81, Chris Keller. Kick is back and low to Frankton's return team, bobbled by Cooper Luzader inside the 10, and Luzader will not get back out to the 20. He'll be brought down at the 15-yard line is where the officials are spotting it. 85 yards is what the Eagles need before they're anywhere close to that end zone.
See, Colin, but here's the question. Can we get some consistency here from this Eagles offense? They had a 12-play drive last time. This time they got 85 yards, like you said, but now is the test. You're on your own 10, and here we go.
First down and 10 for the Eagles from their own 15. From the 14, it looks like, is where the official spot was. So 86 yards to the end zone. Stansberry under center, as he has been all game. It's a handoff to Nate Luzader, first play from scrimmage, and he is wrestled down, kept his feet moving the whole time, and it results in a very good pickup. 6 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 4 coming up for the Eagles. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first quarter. 14-7 is the lead for the Tigers. Stansberry under center again. Will hand it off, moving to the right side. And it's another short pickup, but it might be enough for a first down for Luzader. We'll see where the spot is. Looks like he is marked about 6 inches short. So third down and short. Very manageable for the Eagles on this play. Less than 3 minutes to go in the fourth. Stansberry getting a play call from his sideline. 16 seconds on the play clock. Stansberry sticks with the under center look. 2 receivers to his right side, 1 to the near. It's another handoff, and I am not sure if the Eagles were able to get the first down, and looks like they did get just enough. And it'll be a first down. Nate Luzader on the carry again. Picks up the 1 yard. First and 10 from the 24 for Frankton.
Solid job there from the Tigers' defensive line. It seemed like they knew what was coming and exactly how to stop it. They did just that. They allowed a couple of inches, which usually is okay, but on that third and short, not okay.
Back to passes. Stansberry on first down and 10. Rolls to his right side. Flags are down on the field, and the ball is thrown well out of bounds. Good decision by Stansberry, but it looks like Frankton is going to be kicking themselves a little bit after a big holding call. Believe that was big left tackle Ty Everson who slammed the rusher to the ground. Pretty clear hold in the backfield. So it'll be first down and long for Frankton. 2 minutes to go in the first. Still a 14-7 lead for Alexandria. And it is a long penalty. Looks like first in about 20, give or take a yard. So we'll see what the Frankton Eagles can do to respond after the self-inflicted wound. Stansberry under center. 2 to his left side, 1 to his right. He's back to pass on first down. Rolling to the left side. He's feeling some pressure, and Stansberry smartly airs it out of bounds. And that is a smart play from the junior quarterback. Not forcing anything, just like we said he needed to do all game.
Indeed it was. I'm looking for that eligible receiver towards the sideline. Didn't really see one. Not sure why there was no intentional grounding, but solid pressure there from the Tigers' defensive line. That's exactly what we talked about pregame, what this Eagles offense has to do to allow them to have a chance.
Under center, Stansberry. Back to pass again on second down and 20. Dumps it off just in front of him to Luzader, and Luzader goes airborne and is flipped upside down. He might have got back to that original line of scrimmage. Third down and long coming up for the Eagles. Mason Fuller makes the stop for Alexandria. Third down and 9 for the Eagles. And a good opportunity for the Tigers defense to get back off the field. Under center again, Stansberry. 2 receivers to the near side of the field. Back to pass again. Has time. Lofts it down the far sideline looking for Carmack. And it is incomplete. In on the coverage, Mason Fuller. And Fuller doing a great job reading the eyes of the intended target, Carmack. And getting in his face to make the catch. Very, very tough. 1:15 left in the first quarter. 14-7 is your lead for Alexandria. And the punt team is on for the first time tonight for Frankton. Ready to punt is Cooper Luzader, and he gives it a decent kick. Fuller will be on the return. He takes it from the 45. He's off and running, and he will start out the Tigers offense in Eagle territory beyond the 40-yard line. So great field position for Alexandria. Up 7, still with a minute to go before that second quarter. It's a good chance as well for the Tigers offense to kind of blow this one open and put a good gap between them and their opponent.
Certainly a great opportunity. Up 7, needing, maybe not needing, it's a little early to say needing, but certainly a great opportunity, like you said, to bust the score open, get a little bit of a lead heading into the second quarter, look to get a big lead heading into the half.
1st and 10 from the 39. Gast in the gun. 2 receivers to his right, 1 off to his left. Gast will fake the handoff and tuck and run for himself. Now it's a flip to Fuller in the flat, and Fuller skips ahead. And a big reaction from the crowd. Looked like they were looking for a late hit out of bounds, and we've got flags flying now after some pushing and shoving down on the field. And I had a pillar in my way in the press box, so I'm not sure whether it should be a late hit out of bounds, but you had what was close to a first down for Alexandria. Now it's a matter of who got the flag after the play for the pushing and shoving.
Looked like a little bit of unnecessary roughness from both teams.
And looks like Alexandria is going to get the personal foul, and the boos rain in from the crowd. You can feel the rivalry energy picking up. A minute left in the first quarter. Tigers still have the lead, 14-7. And emotions running high over on the Alexandria sideline. We'll see how they respond with the next play. It'll be first down and call it 13 after that pickup from Fuller on the pass from Gast. And the markers are moving back as well, so it looks like it stays at 1st and 10. Gast will start off the fresh set of downs with a handoff to Clayton Martin, and Martin is held up about a yard behind the original line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 11 coming up for Alexandria. 40 seconds left before we send it to the second quarter.
We'll see what this kind of penalty does to Alexandria's momentum here. They were on a bit of a roll. That was a huge play, but we'll see what kind of recovery they can have for the rest of this drive.
Gast will stick with the shotgun formation. On the near side hash, he's got 2 receivers to the far side of the field, 1 to the short side. Gast fakes the pitch, and it will be a reverse handoff to Will Rowland, and Rowland met behind the line of scrimmage by a flock of Eagles, and that will run out the first quarter clock. 14-7 is your score. The Tigers lead Frankton as we head into the second quarter. Take a 1-minute break and come back for more action in this heated rivalry. That's what's up next on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too. And we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
It is 3rd down and long for the Alexandria Tigers as they lead the Frankton Eagles 14-7 on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Colin Nichols, Joey Paternostro joining you from the booth. Lily Herrera on the sideline. Michael Blazek running camera for us this evening. Big personal foul penalty set the Tigers back a little bit before the end of the first quarter. They would have had a first down pickup, now set at 3rd down and 14 from the Frankton 46. Gassed back to pass. Lofts it right down the middle, and it is incomplete. Intended target Bryson Eckler, and Eckler's looking for a flag after he was upended after the ball had hit the grass. No flag will fall in the Tigers' favor, so the punt squad will have to come onto the field. Blake Studebaker will punt away for the Tigers. Back to return for the Eagles is Cooper Luzader, and he's starting out at about the 14 on his own side of the field. 11 minutes, 53 seconds left in the first half. Still a 14-7 lead for the Tigers. Low snap. Studebaker gets a good spiraling punt off. It's back to Luzader. He takes it from the 12. Flags down. Luzader to the far side. Still off and running. Luzader with plenty of room. Nearing midfield. Cuts back to the outside, and he is brought down in Alexandria territory. But this one, I believe, is coming back. So a big return for Luzader on the punt is going to result in a whole lot of nothing for the Eagles. There are 2 flags down, one on the near side around the 20 and one on the far side of the field. Looks like closer to the 30. So we'll see what the ruling is. The first one on that near side of the field is definitely against Frankton, and both will penalize the Eagles. So instead of a big return and starting out in Tiger territory, Frankton is going to have a lot of green to work with before they're able to find the end zone. We'll see how they respond off after a couple of momentum-killing penalties.
Momentum-killing penalties, no doubt. They would have been near midfield, which would have been a fantastic starting position. Instead, now inside the 20, which that's A-okay, because as their offense has began to show, they can come out here and compete, which they've done so far, but have to have a competing drive here.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Frankton from the 18 in their own territory. They've got 82 yards to work with before the end zone. Still waiting for the officials to signal the start of play, and Ethan Stansberry will stay under center as he has all night. 1 receiver to each side, a loaded backfield. It is a handoff. Coming across is Cooper Luzader. Off to the races. Slips a tackle. Still running out across the 40 and shoved out of bounds around the 45. I'll tell you what, Cooper Luzader using his legs very well, just like his older brother. And he is down at the, looks like, 33-yard line. So still a fresh set of downs for the Eagles. Kind of what you've keyed in on. Alexandria's defense looking a little loose here early.
Alexandria's defense definitely looking a little loose. However, the Frankton offensive line looking solid so far.
Stansberry under center once again. 2 receivers to the short side of the field, 1 to the long. Cooper Luzader in motion across the field. It's a handoff to Nate Luzader up the middle. He lowers the shoulder and goes end over end, but not before he picks up 8 on the play. 2nd down and 2. And he will be spotted at the 41-yard line with under 11 minutes to go in the half. It's 14-7, still an Alexandria lead. Frankton's offense looks like they're back in a groove. 2nd and 2. Stansberry stays under center. It's another handoff. Moving to the far side is Kane Oakley. Oakley looking for an edge. Cuts back to the middle, and he is met in the backfield for a loss of 1 or 2 on the play. So it'll be 3rd down and still relatively manageable for the Frankton Eagles. Looks like they'll be spotted 3rd down and 3. 1-yard loss on the play.
Poor job there from the Eagles offensive line. Just complimented them. Have to do better on that blocking. Have to allow Martin to get to the outside there.
Stansberry under center. Hands off to Nate Luzader. He will truck his way forward, and I believe he's got just enough for the first down. And the officials do signal to move the chains. So the Eagles, not a whole lot of 3 and outs so far tonight as they cross the 10-minute mark in the second quarter. Still a 14-7 lead for Alexandria. Good to see them stringing together some pretty long drives, taking up some clock, and still moving themselves into a good position to score.
Certainly, because the longer this offense has the ball, it doesn't allow Gast to touch the ball.
Stansbury back to pass on first down and 10, looking far side. It's complete to Carmack. That'll be an 8-yard pickup. Second down and 2 coming up for Frankton, and he gets out of bounds. I thought he got out of bounds. Looked like he's brought down in. It'll be 9 minutes and 30 seconds and counting before halftime. Spotted directly at the 50-yard line. We've got whistles blowing across the field, and the clock will be stopped, so Carmack did get out of bounds. Second down and 3 is the official spot. It's a 7-yard pickup for the Eagles on that first down play. 9:35 is what will remain on the second quarter clock. Still a 14-7 deficit for Frankton. Right now, Stansbury and Carmack, their connection seems to be working really well. Stansbury is still looking comfortable in the pocket. He'll stay under center. Back to pass on second and short. Pump fake, firing far side, looking for Carmack again. It's incomplete, but flags are down on the field. Mason Fuller in coverage, and that's going to move the chains again for Frankton and keep the momentum on the Eagles' side of the field offensively.
Mason Fuller has to look just a hair sooner. If he looks a bit sooner, that call doesn't get called. The pass interference down the field at this point. Now it's not like the bigs where we're not going all the way down the field, but still a big play, still a big hit to this Tigers defense.
Well, it moves the Eagles well into the territory on Alexandria's side of the field. They're spotted at the 35-yard line now, so a 15-yard movement of the football sets up first down and 10 for Frankton. We'll see if Stansbury decides to stick with the air raid offense. Stansbury, 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Instead, he'll hand off to Luzader. Luzader spins out of 1 tackle in the backfield, but the Tigers' defense, coming from the secondary level, cleans up house. Loss of 2 on the play for Frankton. Second down and long coming up almost at the 9-minute mark in the first half.
Frankton Eagles have to get some kind of points on the board here going to give the Tigers an offensive drive here. So this drive has to end with a field goal at a minimum to keep them in this ball game.
Second and 12. Now set up at the 37-yard line in Alexandria territory. Stansbury stays under center as he has all night. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Back to pass. Quick pressure in the backfield, and throws it right into the dirt in front of Nate Luzader. It's incomplete. That brings up third down and long for Frankton. And a great job by the defense for Alexandria getting into the backfield. That was Camden Shelton, number 51, breaking through the offensive line and flushing Stansbury out of the pocket.
Camden Shelton, the 6'0" sophomore. Great job to force Stansbury.
Stansbury back to pass again. More pressure. Flush to his right side. Has to make a decision. Fires up the field. It is complete. What a way to haul it in for Trey Bennett. Keep his eyes on the ball, and that is going to set up first down for Frankton. What a job to thread the needle by Stansbury as well on that pass. He threw that into some tight coverage.
Yes, he certainly did. Into double coverage into Trey Bennett. Trey Bennett, a big target, though, 6'6", 190, hard to miss him. So all Stansbury had to do was find his hands, which he successfully did, and then it was a toe tap drill for Bennett.
First down and 10 from the 25 in Alexandria territory. Stansbury under center. Stansbury, a pitch to Luzader, far side. Nate Luzader tries to find the edge, and he is tripped at the line of scrimmage. He'll fall forward for a couple on the play. It'll bring up second and nearing halfway. Looks like 2nd and 8 is the official spot at the 23-yard line. 8:06 left in the first half. Still a 14-7 lead for the Tigers. The Eagles taking their time getting back to the line of scrimmage. Still plenty of time on that play clock. Stansberry under center, loaded backfield. Back to pass. Has to roll out to the near side. Fires as he's tackled. And there is an incompletion. The Alexandria side looking for a flag for intentional grounding. They won't have it initially. I thought the officials were getting together to discuss. But it will remain an incompleted pass. 3rd down and 8, 7:40 left in the first half. 14-7. And a dangerous throw as well being brought to the ground. Could have very easily been a pick had a couple of those defenders been just a step or two closer to the football. Stansberry under center, puts Luzader in motion right to left. It's a handoff to Nate Luzader up the middle, and he had momentum, but was stood up and driven backwards by Alexandria, so we'll see where the official spot is. He got a good chunk of yardage before he was stood up. Looks like he'll make his way to the 20. It'll be a 3-yard pickup for 4th down and 5. So 4-down territory again for Frankton's offense. They saw it once in that first drive. It's a good chance for Alexandria to get back off the field and give gas in the offense another try.
13th play of the drive here. Big 4th down conversion opportunity here.
4th and 5. Stansberry back to pass from under center. Fires far side. It is complete to Cooper Luzader. That's a 1st down. And the chains will move for a fresh set of downs for Frankton. The offense firing on all cylinders right now. A couple hiccups here and there. But it's a 1st down and 10 from the 13-yard line.
Bryson Eckler in coverage there has to be a little bit better. We've talked about it earlier, but the sophomore cannot allow Carmack to get this big of a gap between him.
Under center, Stansberry rolls to his right side. Hops over one defender, is met at the line by another, and he's swallowed up in the backfield. Ian Newland got the second hit that finally brought down Stansberry. So it'll be 2nd down and 12, loss of 2 on the play for the Eagles. Just past that 6.5-minute mark in the second quarter. Still a touchdown lead for Alexandria. 2nd down and 12 for Frankton. 6:10 left on the first half clock. Stansberry to pass again. Fires, far side, high, arcing pass, looking for Cooper Luzader. It is incomplete. Could have very easily been an interception. And while the Eagles looking for a flag, it looked like the legs of Cooper Luzader just came out from underneath him as he went to cut back to the football.
That's a good throw there from Stansberry. In the tough coverage, the corner there did a great job. Certainly, like you said, could have been an interception. I'm a little surprised there was no call for pass interference. However, the officials see what the officials see. Big 3rd down here.
3rd down and 12, trailing by 7. Stansberry under center. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Back to pass again, looking to the far side of the field. Stansberry throws. It is incomplete. Will Rowland gets a hand on the football and knocks it to the grass. 4th down and 12. The biggest 4th down scenario we've seen for Frankton other than the punt earlier. But this is a big 4th down play, especially when you've got to go for it. Down 7 before the half.
Down 7 before the half, certainly looking for this to be a touchdown. A field goal would have been acceptable here. Not sure the kicker has the leg. Huge play.
Stansberry under center, 2 receivers out to his right, 1 to his left. Back to pass. Stansberry, far side of the field. It is incomplete. Overthrown to his intended target, and I believe that was Carmack on the far side. That is going to flip the field and give the Tigers the ball back offensively with another opportunity to extend their lead before halftime. Frankton has the ball coming out in the third quarter. So getting ahead by 2 scores in any scenario before the half is a big deal for the Tigers offense.
And we've seen it before for the Alexandria Tigers. Can't let them get up big because they're definitely a quick striking offense with a tough defense that's not going to allow many points.
First down and 10 from the 15 for Alexandria. Gast comes out in the gun. One receiver to the far side of the field. Tight receivers to the near side. It is a pitch to the near side of the field. Martin off and running. Martin, lots of room. Foot race, flag down on the field. Martin across the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, and Martin waltzes into the end zone. We'll wait to see what the flag is and if it's coming back. And I believe it might be. The celebration short-lived. But that would have been another big house call for Martin. He had a 65-yarder earlier in the contest. That would have been 85. And it is coming back on a hold.
That is certainly a tough break for the Tigers offense, but I think it's going to work out in the end because they're going to take some more time off the clock with this drive.
Big run for Clayton Martin, his second big one of the night. He's got a lot of speed when he gets into space. First down, and it ends up being a gain on the play. And so it'll be first down and 10 for Alexandria. And they will be spotted at the 22-yard line. And I'm a little confused, as most people are in the box, as to why the chains are moving. But nonetheless, first and 10, fresh set for Alexandria. Gun formation for Gast. Handoff across to Fuller. Fuller working towards the far side will pick up a couple on the play. And the clock will stop after a pickup of maybe 3. Second down and 7 coming up for Alexandria.
Good job there from the offensive line, allowing Fuller to get to the outside and get a little bit of the 3. We're not looking for these big plays. The big plays are great, don't get me wrong. But even if you're playing a little bit of short game, a little bully ball, that's A-okay.
Second down and 7 from the 25. 5.5 minutes left in the first half. Gast sticks with the gun look, trips to the near side of the field, one man out to the far. Gast back to pass, launches, near sideline, looking for Eckler. It is caught, and Eckler takes it across the 40, down near the 45 in Frankton territory. What a second down pass for Brady Gast, and he drops a dime in the bucket to Bryson Eckler, the leading receiver for this Alexandria offense.
Certainly a great play there. Eckler winning the battle with the corner. Tough matchup. Great job from Eckler to come down with that football.
5:05 left on the first half clock. First down and 10 for the Tigers from the 38-yard line in Frankton territory. Gast sticks gun. Split 2. Receivers on each end. Gast puts Fuller in motion left to right. It's a handoff instead up the middle to Clayton Martin, and Martin hit hard at the line of scrimmage. Just barely gets back. No gain on the play. Second and 10 coming up. Clock continues to tick past 4.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. The Tigers in a good position to use the momentum that they do have to extend the lead headed into the half. Frankton will have the football coming out in the third quarter. And a timeout is called by Coach Gast. And the Tigers will take a 30-second break and be back for more after this on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Why haven't you fixed the AC?
I
Don't
just...
sweat the heat any longer. Let Peterman handle it.
They can fix it.
Looks like you could use a new heating and cooling system.
Yes. We're miserable.
Well, right now, when you install a qualifying heating and cooling system with us, you get the AC for free. And we'll install next day.
We need to tell everyone.
Just visit PetermanHVAC.com.
Don't forget that tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by Johnson County Golf Carts. Small town charm meets exceptional service at Johnson County Golf Carts. Whether you're a seasoned golfer, weekend adventurer, simply looking for a convenient way to navigate around town, they have street-legal golf carts that are just right for you. Visit Johnson County Golf Carts in downtown Franklin or at jcgolfcarts.com, one of our many sponsors at IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Alexandria back on the field, getting things started. It's a pitch to the far side, off and running for Alexandria is Clayton Martin. He moves the chains for the Tigers and keeps the momentum in the offense's hands. Big pickup, and Alexandria looking to extend their lead headed into the half.
Certainly seems like every time that Clayton Martin touches the ball, it's a big gain here for the Tigers, and it seems like it's the first play of dang near every drive.
The football taken down to the 16-yard line in Frankton territory. Gast will stick with the gun set. 2 receivers each end. Gast back to pass. Looking near side. It is complete to Fuller. Fuller reverses the field. Back to the middle. And Fuller takes it across the goal line to make it 20-7. Touchdown Alexandria. 3:35 left in the first half.
Great route there from Fuller. Great job to recognize the 3 Eagles defenders there and to cut it back. Instead of busting towards the outside and making it a foot race, he instead busted it to the inside, making it a foot race and beating the defenders to the middle of the field, and he had nobody to beat.
The PAT try is good to make it a 21-7 score. Alexandria extending their lead before the half as we knew they needed to, with Frankton receiving the second half kickoff. That's a pair of touchdowns for Brady Gast so far tonight. A passing touchdown for 16 yards and a rushing touchdown right there on the goal line. He's doing it all, looking good in the pocket tonight for the Tigers.
He certainly is. Gast just, I think that's the best way to say it, doing it all. We've seen him perform the scramble drill and find receivers down the field. We've seen him stay ready and stay non-anxious, stay comfortable in the pocket. His offensive line is giving him plenty of time to throw the ball when needed, and his defense is doing a pretty good job of backing him up.
He's getting a good support system from his backfield as well, with Clayton Martin, who could have put that ball in the end zone well before that touchdown pass. So kind of a win-win situation, I guess, for Gast. He could have been off the field sooner with a touchdown and had an opportunity to make a stop defensively, but he also picks up a touchdown for his stats, so you can't be too upset with that. 21-7 is the score. 14-point lead now for Alexandria. 3:35 left in the first half. Here is the kickoff. See if Frankton's offense can get something going. Here is the return from the 25. Out across to the 30. It's Kane Oakley, and Oakley thought he was down and let up. We got flags flying on the field again. More pushing and shoving down on the field. And the benches are going to start to clear at Alexandria High School. There's 3.5 minutes until you make it to halftime, and the coaching staffs are pulling these two squads apart so everybody can head back to the sideline. So we'll see what the official call is with the flags and who is going to move where, if anybody is going to move. But as it currently stands, the ball was spotted at the 48-yard line on the nice return from Kane Oakley. Did a great job as a member of the hands team in that second level. Picks it up at the 25, takes it out to the 48. So the officials are going to have a lot of discussing to do to figure out who is going to move where the ball will officially be spotted. But a 21-7 lead right now. If you are Frankton, you've got time on the clock, 3.5 minutes. That's enough time to put some score or put some points on the board, and you get the ball coming out of the half as well. Now, how important are these first couple of plays for the Eagles to keep the momentum on their side offensively? They've been doing really well all night. What needs to continue to happen in order for them to get themselves within a score so they're set up well in the third quarter?
Stansbury has to stay patient. The offensive line has to give him time to throw like they did in that very first drive, a 12-play drive resulting in a touchdown, the very first drive of the game for Frankton. The offensive line looks solid. Haven't seen much of that solidness from the 5 guys up front. The trenches have been just an absolute mess. Anytime that Stansberry leaves the pocket, it becomes just the scramble game. And he hasn't really found much success down the field. But in this drive, it's a great opportunity here to find at the end zone here, make it 21-14, and then to get the ball at the end of to come out of halftime and possibly tie it up. Great opportunity here for Frankton.
Both teams getting together on their individual sidelines. A lot of coaches barking at players, telling everybody to settle down. So there's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct called on the field. The ball is spotted at the 40 in Frankton territory. The Eagles maintain possession. And it will be a first down and 10 for the Eagles. Still a lot of time on the clock. They've got 60 yards to work with before the goal line. And the good thing with that 3.5 minutes, you have time to let plays develop a little bit, but you've also got to realize moving with some pace is going to be key if you want to get yourselves within one score coming out of the half. Still some questions and confusion down on the field as Coach Gast gets his defense set up and ready to roll as we start play. And the officials getting together again to talk surrounding the ball.
What on earth could they be talking about?
Not sure if it's spot or just a discussion between officials and players on the field to try and dilute the hostility that we've seen so far. The ball will not move. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 40 for the Eagles. 3:29 left in the second quarter. They trail 21-7 to their rival Alexandria. Stansberry under center. Will drop back to pass. First play from scrimmage on the drive. Pressured, flushed out left side. Throws a wobbler out of bounds. It'll be 2nd down and 10. That pressure enforced well, I believe, by Ian Newland coming off the defensive line.
Camden Shelton also in on the pressure. Colin, that's exactly what I talked about. The offensive line has to stay more firm. We saw it on the first drive, haven't seen much of it since, but that, in my opinion, is the road to success here.
2nd and 10 from the 40. Stansberry under center. Back to pass on back-to-back plays. Rolls to his left, fires. It is complete as it looks. We'll see what the official call is. And it's 3rd down and 10. The officials say Carmack did not get his feet in bounds. Goes down as an incomplete pass. 3rd and 10. And only 15 seconds have come off the game clock. So if Frankton can't move the chains here, you're giving the Tigers a lot of time before the half to maybe extend their lead further.
Which is something you certainly can't do. We've seen the quick strike ability from this Tiger offense.
Stansberry under center. 2 receivers to the near, 1 to the far. Back to pass on 3rd and 10. Rolling to the right. Looks like he's going to tuck and run. Stansberry still on his feet. Out near the 50. And he's a couple yards short of the first down. Looks like he got out to the 48-yard line. 4th down and 2. Just over 3 minutes to go in the half. And this is a pretty crucial 4th and short for Frankton. If you pick up the first down, great. Keep the ball on your side of the field offensively. You still got 3 minutes to make your way towards the end zone. If you do give up the football, you're giving a dangerous Tigers offense the ball back with a little over 3 minutes on the clock, or a little under by the time the plays run, with an offense a chance for their offense to score. Stansberry hands off to Luzader. Luzader is stood up. I'm not sure if he got back, but it looks like the spot is going to be directly at the 50. And the officials signal to move the chains. Big first down pickup for Frankton. Maybe it might come down to be one of the most crucial in the ball game later on in the night.
Certainly could have been, because that keeps the clock rolling. It also keeps the Eagles on offense. Now they've got 50 yards to go.
And the officials are going to get together and maybe measure this thing. The issue is the chains have been moved, so you would have to reset the chains to the previous spot. And looks like instead of a measurement, the time will be added back to the clock, 2 minutes and 50 seconds instead of 2 minutes and 38 seconds. 1st and 10 from midfield. Stansberry under center. 2 receivers to his left. Back to pass. Looking at that left side. Has pressure. Runs well back beyond the 40. Ball is aired out of bounds. Incomplete. Flag down on the play. And Frankton might be moving backwards.
See, and that's exactly what we've seen a lot of in this second quarter. The pocket collapsed. Doesn't give Stansberry much time to deal with it. The penalties also not helping.
You got to wonder if it's simply Alexandria making an adjustment and getting into the backfield, or if they're just wearing down this offensive front for Frankton.
Certainly. It's certainly this Tigers defense making an adjustment.
It'll be 1st down and 20 for Frankton after a holding penalty. So the Eagles will start from their own 40 rather than from midfield. They've got 2.5 minutes before halftime. Ideally, you'd like to put some points up on the board before then. Stansberry under center. 2 receivers to his left side, 1 to his right. He's back to pass again. Pressure from the far side, and he's wrapped up and dropped in the backfield. Langdon Ashby comes onto the field and makes a big play for the Tigers and pushes back the Eagles further into their own territory.
That's a great job from Ashby to capitalize there, taking time off the clock, just about 2 minutes left. Huge deficit here for the Eagles.
2nd and 27 for Frankton. Stansberry under center. Back to pass. Has a lot of time in the pocket. Fires a rocket across the middle. It is complete to Carmack, and Carmack will take it across midfield to about the 47 in Alexandria territory. But you're facing a pretty significant distance. Looks like 7 yards to go. And it is 4th down for Frankton. The Eagles take a timeout as well. 4th down and 7. And, it is 3rd down and 7. Looking at the scoreboard, the stick hadn't been set up yet. But this is a big 3rd down and 7 play. You've still got 1:45 before the half. Frankton obviously looking to make something happen offensively in terms of production on the scoreboard before this second quarter runs out. And with a 3rd down and 7 play, you've got 2 plays to move the chains again. But Alexandria's defense right now looking pretty dangerous. Stansberry did a great job on that last play to kind of pick that secondary apart and find Carmack across the middle. And then Carmack's been doing pretty much what he's been doing all night and picking up some good runs after the catch and hanging on to the football.
Certainly. He broke a couple of tackles. Instead of it being 3rd and short, now it's, instead of it being 3rd very long, it's now 3rd manageable, which is certainly something that the Eagles are certainly looking for here.
3rd down and 7. 1:46 left in the second quarter. 21-7 the lead for Alexandria. The Tigers defense make a stand on this play. Stansberry is under center. 2 receivers to the near side. Back to pass again as he has several times. Fires across the middle to Carmack. It is incomplete. Great defensive play by Bryson Eckler out of the secondary. Looked like he ripped that ball straight out of Carmack's hands, and now it's 4th down and 7. The Eagles with a big chance to keep the drive alive with 1:40 left before the half.
Carmack had both hands on that ball. Great recovery there for Eckler to watch the ball all the way in and, like you said, just rip it out of it.
4th down and 7. 1:40 left in the first half. Stansberry backs away from the line. He's got 10 seconds on the play clock, and another timeout is taken by Coach Luzader. They were 5 seconds away from the delay of game. Still a 14-point lead for Alexandria. We'll take a 30-second break and come back for this 4th and 7 play as Frankton trails to the Tigers 21-7 on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too. And we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
21-7 is your score with 1:41 left in the first half. Alexandria leads Frankton on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. 4th and 7 is the down for Frankton. A big opportunity to keep the drive alive and have some extra time to put points on the board or turn the ball back over to a dangerous Alexandria offense. Stansberry will come out under center. 2 receivers to the far side of the field, 1 to the near. Stansberry to pass, has pressure, rolls to the left side, fires, incomplete, over the hands of Kane Oakley. And that gives Alexandria the ball back with 1:36 on the clock. Not a ton of time, but think about it, just a drive ago, Mason Fuller nearly took it 85 yards to the house on one play. So there is a possibility for the Tigers to extend their lead headed into the half and be up 3 scores before they give the ball back to Frankton.
Decent starting position, too. You're on your own 46, which, on 47, which that's not ideal with about 1.5 minutes left. However, like we've seen, like you said, this quick strike offense, we've seen the ability. We'll see what Alexandria can do here.
1st down and 10, Gast in the gun. 2 receivers to his left side, 1 out to his right. Gast. Back to pass, fires to the flat, it is caught. What a grab by one hand. And that is Will Rowland who takes it to the sideline and gets out of bounds across midfield to the 46 in Frankton territory. Stops the clock at 1:29, and the Tigers are faced with 2nd down and 3. Check his hands for glue. Will Rowland, a heck of a catch. Gass just led that pass a little too far. Could have been an incompletion, but great job on the receiver picking up for his quarterback. 2nd down and 3, Gass in the gun. Fakes the pitch, now rolls out to his right side, feeling pressure, now running backwards. Gass tucking and running. Stops, fires down the field, and it is incomplete. Noah Melvin nearly snatched it out of the air, and it was a wide open target. Mason Fuller down the field. It brings up 3rd and 3 for Alexandria. Still with 1:18 left in the first half. And that's a very tough situation as a receiver for Mason Fuller. You're sitting stagnant with defenders using their momentum to carry themselves towards the ball. Fortunate enough for the Tigers, it's an incompletion and not an interception. 3rd and 3. Gass stays gun formation. 2 receivers to the far side of the field, 1 to the near. Gass back to pass. Has a lot of time, now takes off running, stops and fires. It is complete. Mason Fuller comes up with the catch, and it will be a movement of the chains. The Tigers keep the offense rolling late in the first half as we hit the 1 minute mark before halftime. Now set up at the 36 in Frankton territory. Hurry up offense. Gassed. Gun set. 2 receivers bunched to the near side, 1 to the far. It's a pitch to Clayton Martin. Martin off and running. Martin cuts back, and Martin couldn't quite get away from Kane Oakley, who tripped him up from behind, but it is a significant pickup on 1st down and 10. Down near the 10-yard line, spotted at looks like the 11. It'll be 1st down and 10, 36 and a half seconds left before halftime, and the Tigers in a great position to be up 3 scores at half.
Great job there from Kane Oakley, not allowing them to score, giving this Eagles chance.
Gast, back to pass out of the pistol, has to run to the far side. Gast stays on his feet, still running, passes ahead. It is complete and out of bounds It will be a gain on the play. 14.8 seconds left on the clock, and I wasn't sure who made the grab for the Tigers. And it's a decent chunk of yardage. I believe it was Roland on the play who made the grab. 2nd down and 4 for the Tigers. Set up at the 5-yard line. Gast, gun set again. 2 receivers to the near side of the field, 1 to the far. Gast will pass. Rolling to his left, now dancing backwards. Fires, and it is out of bounds. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 4. 8.2 still on the clock, so one more opportunity, maybe 2. And now there's flags thrown on the field. Some jawing still possibly happening. Well, the officials will get together. A timeout was called, it looked like, by Coach Gast to get a new set for his offense and maybe give this offensive line a break who's been running hurry up for this drive. And it's an intentional grounding call going against Gast. So that's a shot to the foot for the Tigers. You lose the down. It stays 3rd down, and we'll move the ball back. Instead of it being 3rd and 4 from the 5, it's now going to be 3rd down from quite some way down the field. The official spot is at the 30 for Alexandria, so it's 3rd down and 29 for the Tigers with 8.2 seconds left before the end of the first half. We know that they can break open a big play at any time. We'll see if they can do it with 8.2 left before halftime. 21-7, your current score. Alexandria looking to add a little extra cushion before the start of the 3rd. Gast will stay in the gun. Gast pitches. Coming around is Fuller. Fuller's got some running room. Blockers ahead. Fuller makes a cut. Fuller into space. Fuller across the goal line and into the end zone. It's an Alexandria touchdown to make it 27-7. What a play design from Coach Gast to give it to Fuller on a pitch, and his time runs out in the first half. The Tigers make it a 3-score lead heading into halftime.
Colin, 3rd and 30. 3rd and a literal mile to go. They run the reverse, and it works out in their favor.
Amon will kick the PAT right down the middle. 28-7 the score. Alexandria up 3 scores. Frankton will have the ball to start the 3rd quarter. We'll keep it here for just a couple of moments as our sideline reporter Lily makes her way over to Coach Gast to get his thoughts on a first half that, amongst all the pushing and shoving on the field, ends up being very productive for the Tigers offense. We'll send it down to Lily on the field. Lily, take it away.
All right, Coach, amazing first half offensively and defensively, but you and your team have such an electrifying energy right now. What is fueling that fire for you guys going into the second half especially?
Well, I think we started getting a little more aggressive on defense. They came out throwing it more than we thought, and we were kind of sitting on our heels, letting them have stuff, and we kind of made a few changes. Coaching staff, Coach Etchson, Coach Harp, those guys started bringing some pressure, put a lot more pressure on that quarterback. That really changed things.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach.
Yep, thank you.
Colin, back to you.
Thanks for that, Lily. A great statement by Coach Gast. His defense making adjustments and really coming out with a lot of energy at the end of that first half to put the Tigers up 28-7 over the Eagles headed to halftime. We'll take about a 2.5-minute break to hear from some of our advertisers and get back with some numbers from the first half and what to look forward to in the second half. That's what's coming up on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Why haven't you fixed the AC?
I
Don't
just.
sweat the heat any longer. Let Peterman handle it.
They can fix it.
Looks like you could use a new heating and cooling system.
Yes.
We're miserable.
Well, right now, when you install a qualifying heating and cooling system with us, you get the AC for free. And we'll install next day.
We need to tell everyone.
Just visit PetermanHVAC.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779. The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too, and we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
Why haven't you fixed the AC?
I
Don't
just.
sweat the heat any longer. Let Peterman handle it.
They can fix it.
Looks like you could use a new heating and cooling system.
Yes.
We're miserable.
Well, right now, when you install a qualifying heating and cooling system with us, you get the AC for free. And we'll install next day.
We need to tell everyone.
Just visit PetermanHVAC.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
At the half, 28-7 is your score. The Alexandria Tigers lead their rival, the Frankton Eagles, on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. My name is Colin Nichols, Joey Paternostro joining me in the booth. We've got Lily Herrera on sideline, Michael Blizzak running the camera for us this evening. Before we took it to the break, we got a good couple of lines from Coach Gast. His defense making an adjustment. Frankton coming out passing a little more than the Tigers expected them to, and obviously getting that pressure into the backfield later in the first quarter and throughout the second quarter has helped deter some of that offensive production for Frankton. Joey is doing a heck of a job crunching the numbers over to my right. We'll get to those in just a couple of minutes. But this game started off hot. Alexandria working its way down the field quickly on the first possession of the contest. And, of course, Brady Gass does what he does with his legs on the 1-yard line and punches it through for the first score of the night. How about Frankton answering back not long after with a 21-yarder to Brady Carmack, who's made his way back onto the field for the first time in a couple of weeks, missed last week against Madison Grant, and has obviously had some pretty good production numbers coming into tonight. He had 4 targets for 80 yards on that first drive alone. He's doing a heck of a job so far tonight, and quarterback Ethan Stansberry for the Eagles looking comfortable throughout most of that first quarter until Alexandria's defense picks up on the fact that, hey, the Eagles are going to pass a little bit more. They start getting into the backfield, beating their blockers off the line and forcing Stansberry to make some uncomfortable throws. He's still done a pretty good job of handling that so far. For Alexandria, a big 65-yard run to put the Tigers ahead 14-7 from Clayton Martin. He almost had an 85-yarder later in the half. That was called back because of a holding. And how about Brady Gass connecting later on for his second touchdown to Eckler, and then finishing things off with a little reverse handoff or a sweep, if you will, taking it to the end zone as time expired from the 30 on 3rd down and 29. Mason Fuller putting his legs to work, and he's done a heck of a job tonight as well for Alexandria. Bobbing and weaving as time expired. Joey, you've got some of the numbers put together, and got your organization down in front of you. This was a really exciting first half to watch, despite kind of the lopsided numbers that we see on the scoreboard right now at the half.
Colin, excitement, it certainly was. The run game was very, very bleak, yet there for Alexandria. Clayton Martin really putting the rushing game on his back. The 65-yard rushing touchdown, like you said, that 85-yard rush getting called back due to a holding, but they make the most out of the drive by ending up with a 25-yard rush on the last drive to get that touchdown and be up 3 scores. Sorry, I'm all over the place at the moment. I got a billion thoughts going through my mind. I'm looking at a gajillion numbers. Like you've talked about, Carmack, he had 80 yards in that first half. He's got 99 so far on 5 catches. Great job for him so far. On the other side, for Alexandria, Bryson Eckler, 102 yards on only 2 catches. He's got a 59-yard catch as well as a 43-yard catch. Guys having a heck of a day.
And I will say this, for the most part, through most of that first half, both offensive lines holding up relatively well and giving their quarterbacks time to allow plays to develop, look downfield, find their receivers, and get some of that good offensive production going at a consistent rate. But towards the end of that half, you saw a lot of quarterback play where both sides, for Stansbury and Gast, getting flushed out of the pocket, having to make throws on the run. Saw one Gast almost had Fuller open down the sideline for a big play, but had to throw it on the run, threw it short, and it was nearly intercepted by Noah Melvin, the free safety. There's got to be some sort of adjustment offensively for both of these teams to get their offensive lines settled back down, pick up their blocking assignments, and really protect their quarterbacks for the remainder of tonight. It's a 3-score lead right now for Alexandria. If they can get a couple more scores on the board, get this thing rolling, they're going to be pretty dominant for the remainder of the night.
Yeah, for the Frankton Eagles offensively, definitely looking to get Nate Luzader into the game a little bit more. He's having a solid game so far, but no really big rushes. The offensive line, like we've talked about, has to be a little bit better. The adjustments have to be made. Like Luzader said in his interview last week, listen to your coaches and block who you're supposed to block. Still comes into play all time, but today exceptionally. The blocking certainly not at its best. We saw it on that first drive, exceptional. It was a 12-play drive, something that we have yet to see from Frankton. We later on saw an 8-play drive, which was pretty dang good, as well as a 17-play drive. Some stats I didn't see as I flipped the page. We're going to have to total that up as well. Anyway.
Some big drives from Frankton in the first half, chewing some good clock, but only finding their way into the end zone a single time for the score. Like you said, we haven't seen too many times this year for us personally that we've seen Frankton go more than a 3-and-out, maybe a 5-play, and then turn the ball over, a punt. Seeing them come up with a few of these big drives, managing the clock a little bit better, keeping the ball in their offense's possession, giving themselves some time to move up the field, develop plays, and look for attacking opportunities, that's a big plus. And if nothing else, you love to see your offense kind of starting to get things figured out, even though it is late in the season. But everybody makes the postseason. So you're still learning throughout the season, still getting your guys together, still figuring out who belongs where, moving pieces around. And I can tell you from filling out our prep sheets this week, a lot of pieces have been moved around week to week for Frankton. And Coach Luzader doing a pretty good job of managing an offense that has been missing some pieces the past couple of weeks, has struggled to punch the ball into the end zone. They've been shut out 2 times in the past 3 weeks. They won't be shut out tonight, but they've got a long way to go before they're back within reach of retaking the lead and having control in the second half.
Certainly, like you've talked about, better late than never for Frankton. Everybody makes the playoffs, like you said, so it's better to get it figured out now. And then when the playoffs roll around, you've got things somewhat figured out, and maybe you can make some kind of a run as underdogs, but make a far run into the playoffs, surprise some people, get a packed stands.
8 minutes to go at the half. We'll take a 2-minute break, come back, talk about some of the keys to the second half, some players to look out for each of these squads, and hopefully we have a third and fourth quarter that were just as exciting and action-packed, if that's what you want to call it, with some of the scuffles going on the field. Good rivalry matchup nonetheless, as Alexandria leads Frankton 28-7 at the half. 2 minutes. We're back for more right after this on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too. And we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Why haven't you fixed the AC?
Don't sweat the heat any longer. Let Peterman handle it.
They can fix it.
Looks like you could use a new heating and cooling system.
Yes.
We're miserable.
Well, right now, when you install a qualifying heating and cooling system with us, you get the AC for free. And we'll install next day.
We need to tell everyone.
Just visit PetermanHVAC.com.
Back live on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. 28-7 is your score. The Alexandria Tigers leading the Frankton Eagles. Kyle Nichols, Joey Patanastro in the booth. In just a few minutes, we'll have our sideline reporter, Lily Herrera, talking to head coach of the Frankton Eagles, Coach Luzader. Now, the score may not reflect it. It looks a little more lopsided than I think it really is. The Eagles right now trailing 28-7, but they've had several big drives, Joey, that have chewed some time off the clock. They've kept the ball in their hands, and they've really looked pretty promising in terms of having that ability to keep up with this Alexandria team. One of the things we were just talking about off air is it looks like at the beginning of the drive that O-line is super fresh, really ready to go, but as those drives progress and you've got the penalties that move you back, you've got the incompletions, you've got the scuffles on the field, it seems like that is kind of taking the energy and the momentum away from the offensive line and really causing them to struggle towards the end. That's where we've seen a couple of times Alexandria has just come up with some big stands.
Certainly. I like the way that you said it. It seems like their conditioning is a little bit low, maybe not pacing themselves the best that they could, but that goes in to the keys that we've talked about a little bit off air, the keys to the second half. The Frankton offensive line has to be better. They have to give Stansberry a little bit more time. That pocket collapses within 2 seconds and doesn't allow him to have anything. And then once he gets outside of the pocket, he panics, and he can't just chuck the ball and hope that there's a receiver downfield.
I'll go a little bit against that. I think that so far tonight, Stansberry has done a pretty good job at handling the pressure. And really on that first drive where they did put their only 7 points on the board of the night so far, he looked really comfortable. And Brady Carmack looked really good coming back after missing last week. And that's a combo that I think you really got to look at as we go on into the night is those two. Stansberry finding Carmack. Carmack is obviously his prime target coming into tonight. That duo was performing pretty well. Carmack had 318 yards on 19 receptions, 4 touchdowns to his name as well. You'd like to see him get a little bit more active as he was on that first drive. The other thing I think Frankton is missing right now is the run game. they're using Luzader every once in a while. He's picking up good chunks of yardage, but we haven't seen him be used nearly as heavily as we have in the past, and that's really kind of the main mojo for this Eagle team is let's bully guys. Let's run down the middle and then give it to Oakley to run the outside every once in a while. We haven't seen too much of that tonight.
No, we really haven't. This Alexandria defense really being absolute units when it comes down to breaking it either inside and keeping the outside contained, pushing it back to where those big guys truly are. They've done a great job of that, like we've talked about. The corners for Alexandria really holding steady. Bryson Eckler getting a little bit cooked in the first quarter, but after that he's doing a great job. Skylar Hartwell, Brady Gast, and Mason Fuller really coming into play, really locking down things, keeping Stansberry looking for options and having to force him to use some runs.
Lily Herrera is about to be joined by Coach Luzader on the field. We'll send it down to Lily right now. Lily, go ahead, take it. Oh.
Coach, you're down going into the second half, but your offense is passing a lot more than Alexandria expected, making their defense have to adjust. But what is your defense looking to do in this half to keep the pressure on?
We just got to play more discipline. We've got to get more pressure on the gas kid. And when we actually get pressure, we got to finish it with sacks. We're pulling up too much, and we let him get by with at least 3 sacks that we should have had because our guys pulled up. We got to stop pulling up.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you for that, Lily. Coach Luzader's words, Joey. The defense being a little more disciplined, creating some more pressure for Gas, not giving him the time to dance around in the backfield. And on top of that, don't pull up at the end of the play and let the sack go by. There were a few times, like Coach Luzader just said, that the defense for the Eagles got in the backfield, created that pressure, pulled up a little bit, and let Gas get away from a sack, whether that was throwing the ball downfield, using his legs a little bit, getting a little check down pass, or even throwing it out of bounds to keep the play dead for no loss of yards. If this Eagle defense can get back there and create some havoc for Brady Gast, they're going to be in a much different position. He's kind of doing whatever he wants to on the offensive front right now.
This Eagles defense certainly not to be overlooked. Kane Oakley, Anthony Tillery, that linebacking core, Kendall Harvey and Ty Everson, the defensive tackles in there. Those are big guys and big key guys. They've done a decent job in the first half, but as of right now, their expectations for the second quarter, for the second half, is huge, and they're going to be key for this defense to really contain this Alexandria offense.
Don't forget, tonight's game is built by Universal Roofing. You can call Universal at 317-257-0779 or visit universalrfg.com. Tonight's game is also driven to you by Greg Hubler Ford and Hyundai. Experience the Greg Hubler promise at greghublerauto.com. The Mower Shop in Fishers, that's where you can find your mower, snow throwers, parts, and more at themowershop.com. And, of course, Peterman Heating and Cooling. Call Peterman for same-day plumbing service at 317-608-1883. We're about ready to start the third quarter of action at Alexandria High School as time expires. Frankton will have the ball to start the second half, down 28-7 to their crosstown rival, the Alexandria Tigers. Big battle as well within the Central Indiana Conference. Alexandria is sitting right in the middle of the pack at 5th. Frankton, unfortunately, at the bottom, 0-4 in conference play so far. Alexandria is in 4th. Frankton down in 8th. 0-4 in the conference for Frankton, 2-2 in the conference for Alexandria. Alexandria 4-2 overall in the year. Frankton still searching for that first win, 0-6 coming into the evening, but a good opportunity to do it here at the start of the third quarter. We'll see if Coach Luzader's defense makes the adjustment that they needed to in the second half, and we'll see if Alexandria can continue to play with that fire that Coach Gass talked about before halftime. The third quarter kick is about to be underway. 12 minutes on the clock, a 21-point lead for Alexandria. And ready to kick it away for the Tigers is Chris Keller. The officials still making their way to the sideline, ready to get things going. And compared to the game we saw last week, where it was pouring down rain this time, and you didn't see a whole lot of passing offense, we're set up for a pretty good second half. Kane Oakley will bobble the initial return, and he is swallowed up by the special teams unit for Alexandria. Frankton with good field position beyond the 30 on their own side. They've got 11:54 before the fourth quarter, down 21.
Good job there from the sophomore Camden Shelton to get to Oakley as soon as he picked up that ball, not allowing Oakley to gain any momentum whatsoever.
Could have very easily been a turn in the tables as well for Oakley, but a good job to regain control of the football. First down and 10 from the 33. Stansbury is not on the field running quarterback. It's Cooper Luzader. It's going to be a little wildcat formation. Luzader takes it to the far side of the field, still running, and he is going to be plowed out of bounds after a pickup of maybe 1 on the play. Second down and 9 for Frankton.
A little bit of wildcat to start the second half. Love the look there from Coach Luzader.
Not a bad thing to switch up the play calling coming out of the half. It'll be for no gain on that last rush, so second down, the stick has now moved to a 2-yard gain. Second down and 8 from the 35. And back on the field under center is Carmack. Carmack will hand off to Nate Luzader, and Nate Luzader still chugging forward on that far side, is stood up and mowed down. He maybe got 1 on the play. You got officials in 2 different spots, and I think looks like he will pick up 1. It'll be third down and 7 for Frankton. Still yet to see Stansbury attempt to throw the ball here in the third quarter, but we might see that coming up right here. It looks like third and 6 is the official spot from the 37-yard line. Stansbury under center again, 2 to the near side. Puts a man in motion out to the flat. Quick screen is caught, but it is not going to be anywhere close. Ball on the ground, and it's picked up by Alexandria. The big hit put on by, I believe that was Camden Shelton, who came in and put his head on the football, pops the ball loose. And Mason Fuller is able to hop on top of the football and give possession back to Alexandria. That's a big play defensively for the Tigers coming out in the third.
That is something that Frankton just did not need whatsoever. They needed a big drive resulting in some points. They didn't get it. Now they give it back to Alexandria in Eagles territory. Big, big play here for the Eagles. Chance to be up even larger than their lead already is.
First and 10 from the 36. 28-7 your score. Tigers lead. Gast will hand the ball off first play to Roland. And Roland bullies his way forward for a pickup of 5. Second and halfway coming up for the Tigers, nearing that 10-minute mark in the third. And looks like the official spot is second and 6 for Alexandria. Gast getting his play call from the sideline. Just one play in, and the defense doing a great job of making an early statement in the second half. 10 seconds on the play clock. Gast heads to the line in the gun. 5 seconds on the play clock. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Gast does get it off. It's a little option read. Pitch to Roland. Roland running to the far side, still on his feet, and Roland absorbs 1 hit, keeps his feet moving, and picks up some extra. Down near the 20, looks like at the 21 for Alexandria. Big first down play for the Tigers.
Big, big play for the Tigers there. We'll see what they can do with this even better field possession.
Ball spotted at the 21, first down and 10, 9:25 left in the third. The Tigers taking their time getting to the line of scrimmage. Clock is not rolling. 17 seconds on the play clock. Gast in the gun. 2 receivers to the left side of the field, 1 out to the right. Gast will pass for the first time in the half. Completes the pass to Eckler. Eckler cutting back across the field to the middle, across the goal line. Touchdown Tigers. 34-7, and Alexandria's offense keeps rolling into the third quarter on the first drive of the half offensively for them. We'll see if John Amon can continue his success on the PAT. What a couple of big plays for Alexandria. And Will Rowland doing his job absorbing tackles and keeping the feet moving. And then Bryson Eckler finds his way into the end zone off a little crossing route from Brady Gast.
Certainly does. Great look here for the Alexandria Tigers coming out of halftime.
And Amon will thread the needle and make it a 35-7 lead for Alexandria. 4 scores is the difference. 30 seconds. We're back for more after this on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Why haven't you fixed the AC?
Don't sweat the heat any longer. Let Peterman handle it.
They can fix it.
Looks like you could use a new heating and cooling system.
Yes. We're miserable.
Well, right now, when you install a qualifying heating and cooling system with us, you get the AC for free. And we'll install next day.
We need to tell everyone.
Just visit PetermanHVAC.com.
35-7 is your score now. Alexandria extends the lead with the pitch and catch from Brady Gast to Bryson Eckler on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Colin Eccles, Joey Paternostro in the booth. We got Lily Herrera sideline and Michael Blizek running the camera for us upstairs. Heck of a statement made in the third quarter by the Tigers, coming up with a fumble recovery defensively, scoring on the offensive on their first drive of the half. One more and they're in that running clock scenario, but a good opportunity for Frankton to answer on this drive. They had a very successful opening drive to the entire contest. We'll see if Stansberry can march his team back onto the field, kind of get some of that comfortability back. He looked good in the first half. Obviously, a little bit of a shaky start to the third quarter, but plenty of game time left to be had. You've got 9 minutes, 17 seconds in the third. Oakley will return again from the 25 for Frankton, cutting back to the middle. Oakley still moving at the middle, out near the 45, and finally spun down after a 20-yard return, maybe 19. We'll see where the official spot is, but Kane Oakley using his legs, bobbing, weaving through traffic, and that's a good start on the kickoff. You got 45, starting on the 45-yard line, good field position, 55 yards to the end zone.
Good opportunity here for the Frankton Eagles. Good opportunity, but also a much-needed opportunity. This drive has to result in some points if they want to remain with a chance in this ballgame.
First down and 10. Cooper Luzader is in a bit of a wildcat. Shovel pass to his brother, Nate Luzader. Nate Luzader off and running across midfield to the 45, and he gets dropped at the 40. Will somersault forward, and Mason Fuller makes the stop. Interesting look. Nice little shovel pass sideways from Cooper Luzader to Nate Luzader. That's a big movement of the chains for the Eagles.
Certainly is, and that's exactly what we have to see here from the Eagles offense. Nate Luzader definitely the star of that rush game for them. He was not absent in the first half, but definitely didn't see enough of him successfully. So that is definitely going to be the Eagles' key to remain present in this ballgame.
Stansberry is back on the field. They're going to keep with a Wildcat. Stansberry is out as a receiver on the near side of the field. Cooper Luzader in the gun. Will pitch to Nate Luzader. Now it's a little reverse to Stansberry. Stansberry well back behind the line of scrimmage, and he will go nowhere but down. Back to make the stop coming out of the second level for the Tigers. It's number 5, Bryson Eckler. Big tackle for a loss. And the trickery from Frankton read perfectly by Alexandria's defense. 35-7, still your score. 8 minutes left in the third, and it is second down and 15 for the Frankton Eagles.
And that's something that the Eagles offense hates to see. They had some confidence going in with that trick play. Didn't work out in their favor. We're going to try another one here.
Wildcat set again. Cooper Luzader in the gun. Hands off to Nate Luzader. Nate Luzader lowers the shoulder and will drive his way forwards for 4. It'll be third down and 11. Still a good distance to go for Frankton. And they are at the 42-yard line in Alexandria territory, so third down and 12.
Have to be expecting a pass here.
And still a Wildcat set. Cooper Luzader moves up into more of a pistol set. Nate Luzader coming in motion to the near side. Cooper Luzader fires. It is complete to Nate Luzader, and some more jawing going on the near side of the field. No flags down, but it is Another loss of yards on the play. It'll bring up 4th down for Frankton. And this offense in a dangerous situation, about to punt the ball back to an Alexandria offense who in the first half produced consistently, and so far in this third quarter has been unstoppable. Just one offensive drive, and they moved it with ease. And down 28 points. It's going to be a 4th down attempt. Cooper Luzader, Wildcat set, back to pass. A lot of pressure, and Cooper Luzader is swallowed in the backfield. What a defensive stop. Siler Hartwell, the strong safety, coming down from the second level to make the stop back in Frankton territory. The Tigers take over at the Eagles' 42. You talked about not wanting to make a mistake and give the ball back to a dangerous Alexandria offense. Well, you've given it back to them, and now with your back against the wall. 35-7 is the score. Alexandria leads, one score away from this being a running clock for the remainder of the night. 1st and 10 from the 42. Gast in the gun. One receiver out to his right side, 2 receivers to that near side of the field. Plenty of time on the play clock. Gast will hand the ball off to Clayton Martin, and Martin, moving up the middle, will lose his momentum, is stood up at about the 41. A 1-yard pickup, 2nd down and 9 for the Tigers. We've crossed the halfway point in the third quarter. The Tigers, the good opportunity offensively. As Gast heads back to the line of scrimmage, 20 seconds on the play clock.
Big opportunity here for the Tigers. Huge opportunity, maybe even running clock. Not necessarily clutch, but
Gast fakes the pitch, now throws to the far side. It is complete. And a couple of steps later, his receiver is finally brought to the turf. That was John Amon on the far side of the field, who moved with the defender all over him. 1st down and 10 for the Tigers. 5:20 left in the third quarter. 28-point lead.
Great read there. Way to stay patient from Brady Gast. He went through his progressions, found Amon on the sideline, ended up being a big play and a 1st down.
1st and 10. Gast in the gun, back to pass again. Lots of time, steps up and starts running. Gast using his legs, off to the races. Nearing the 5, takes a lot of contact, and I think he is going to be just short of the goal line. Looks like he's marked down at the 1, and I think that is a good spot. So it's a 24-yard rush for Brady Gast. Like we said before the game, at halftime in the first half, he can really do it all. Uses his legs and does a great job there. And what a way to eat that hit. He took a nice shot at the goal line. But still 1st and goal from the 1-yard line, up by 28. Gast will stick with the gun. Gast, a pitch to the far side to Martin. Martin is tangled in the backfield. Ball's on the ground. And Frankton has it, and the officials will signal. Frankton recovers a loose ball inside the 5-yard line. Clayton Martin and the offense for Alexandria make their first real mistake of the night.
Oh my goodness, what a turn of events. A 16-yard pass from Gast to Amon sets up the 24-yard rush from Gast. The scramble drill works out in his favor. And then a fumble on the 1-yard line. You hate to see it for the Tigers offense. Defensively for the Eagles, you love to see that.
Ball is spotted on the 3-yard line, and for the Frankton Eagles, talk about having your backs against the wall. 1st and 10 with your quarterback set up almost in the end zone. Under center, Stansberry hands off to Nate Luzader. He's hit quickly, but I think he got a yard on the play. It might be 2nd down and 9, might be 2nd and 10. The official spot is going to be at the 5, 2nd down and 8 for Frankton. So Luzader does a great job keeping the feet moving and not going down in the end zone. That is not the turn you would want. Give points to the Tigers and then give them the ball right back. Less than 4 before we hit the fourth quarter. 2nd down and 8. Stansberry under center. 2 receivers to the near, 1 to the far. He's back to pass, fires far side, incomplete. Brady Carmack, the intended receiver. The two not on the same page. Carmack turned to a little out route, might have been expected to turn to the inside. 3 minutes, 29 seconds. 35-7 is the score. Alexandria still with a commanding lead and has the Eagles back against the wall on their own goal line. 3rd down and 8. Stansberry under center again for the Eagles. 15 seconds on the clock. 2 to the far side, 1 to the near. Stansberry back to pass. Fires near side. Incomplete. The intended target on the play was number 3, Trey Bennett. Ball just underthrown, and now Cooper Luzader will come on to punt for Frankton, and he will be indeed punting from his own end zone. Not the place you want to be to have a mistake on the snap.
Absolutely not. I mean, the Eagles with a great play defensively to recover the fumble. Offensively, it's tough. You're on your own goal line.
Luzader does get the punt away. Good hang time, and Eckler will have some running room on the return. Eckler will take it down near the 25-yard line, spotted at the 26-27, and Alexandria a short field to work with 3:14 left in the third. Don't forget that tonight's game is brought to you by JC Golf Carts. Small town charm means exceptional service at Johnson County Golf Carts. Whether you're a seasoned golfer, weekend adventurer, or simply looking for a convenient way to navigate around town, they have street-legal golf carts that are just right for you. Johnson County Golf Carts combines hometown hospitality with quality service. Visit them in downtown Franklin or at jcgolfcarts.com. 1st down and 10 for the Alexandria Tigers. They lead 35-7 with 3:14 left in the third. Starting from the Frankton 26. Gast in the gun. 2 receivers out to his right side, 1 to the near. Gast back to pass. Lofts one wide open and over the shoulder. Touchdown to Bryson Eckler. One play, 26 yards, and it is a house call for Alexandria. 41-7. Amon will come on to attempt the PAT. And Alexandria's offense pretty much having their way tonight with the Frankton defense.
Eckler with his 2nd touchdown of the day, having an absolute ball game. Over 100 receiving yards so far. What a day for the kid.
Amon will attempt the PAT and do what he has done all night. Puts it right down Main Street, and it's a 42-7 lead. Running clock begins with 3:08 left in the third. What a play call from Coach Gast. What an execution from Brady Gast, finding Bryson Eckler over the shoulder, 26 yards, and that's another score for Alexandria. Don't forget, tonight's game is built by Universal Roof. You can call Universal at 317-257-0779 or visit universalrfg.com. Tonight's game is also driven to you by Greg Hubler Ford and Hyundai. Experience the Greg Hubler promise at greghublerauto.com. The Mower Shop in Fishers. You can find mowers, snow throwers, parts, and more at themowershop.com. And, of course, Peterman Heating and Cooling. Call Peterman for same-day plumbing service, 317-608-1883. JC Golf Carts as well. Visit Johnson County Golf Carts in downtown Franklin or at jcgolfcarts.com. Thanks to all of our sponsors for making these broadcasts possible now through 7 weeks of the IHSAA season. Crazy that we're here already. And it's a 42-7 running clock scenario the second this next whistle blows. Frankton, who looked very promising in the first half, kind of letting things slip away from him here in the third quarter. Oakley will return from just inside the 30, off and running to the far side of the field. Kane Oakley still on his feet, brought down at the 40. That's good starting field position for Frankton. And Coach Luzader and his offense will make a, not last-ditch effort, but a late surge to try and keep themselves and narrow the scoring differential, maybe make this a little bit better of a ball game on paper.
Colin, this goes back to what we talked about last week. If you're Frankton, you're looking for the smaller wins. You're looking for the hustle. You're looking for the heart. You're looking for the, hey, coach, I want to be here, right? And that's exactly what the Eagles need. They need a little bit of heart. A win at this point is, yes, in the far side. You're working against the clock with time literally not being on your side.
And the wild card set is going to be what the Eagles stick with here in the third quarter. Luzader comes out in that set as quarterback and will keep it for himself. And he spins out of one tackle in the backfield. Will get back to the line of scrimmage and pick up a few extra. It'll be second down and about 7 for Frankton. Less than 2 minutes left in the third. 42-7 is the lead for Alexandria.
Now, Colin, I have to wonder if everything is okay with Ethan Stansberry. Hasn't been in the backfield ready to receive the snaps, so I have to wonder if everything is okay.
He checks in as a receiver. It might just be a situation of changing up the look. Wildcat formation. Cooper Luzader in at quarterback. Nate Luzader in the backfield with him. Luzader takes the pitch from his brother. Nate Luzader off to the races. Foot race. Nate Luzader across the 10-5. Touchdown. There's a house call for Frankton to make it 42-13. Nate Luzader and Cooper Luzader. When one offense doesn't work, let's try something else. The Wildcat formation pays off for Frankton. And they at least have narrowed the margin just a hair to make it 42-13 here late in the third. Less than a minute to go before the fourth.
57-yard rushing touchdown for Nate Luzader. Great job there from that Eagles offensive line to bust the hole or form the holes to allow Luzader to bust through them.
PAT attempt for the Eagles is underway, and it will be right down the middle. 42-14 is the score, and even though the Eagles are back within 35 points, that running clock will continue for the remainder of the night. Just 23 seconds left on the third quarter clock, and we'll send it to the fourth quarter before Alexandria receives the football. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back for the looks like the clock was paused at 17 seconds, so we will keep it here before we send it to that minute break. Clock was running for a good while, and Alexandria will have the ball back with 17 seconds left in the third. Still up 42-14, a commanding lead for the Tigers, as after tonight they will stay on the right track and win back-to-back games after dropping 2 in a row a couple of weeks ago to Eastbrook and Mississinewa. They'll pick up a win over Oak Hill in overtime last week and pick up the win against Frankton here tonight. Most likely, it's not said and done yet, but that is what appears to be in the cards. It'll be a 5-2 record for Frankton through 7 weeks, 5-2 record for Alexandria through 7 weeks, 0-7 record for Frankton as they head into week 8. The Tigers on to return in the third quarter. Here is the kick, and it is going to be highly lofted, and bringing it back for the Tigers is number 3, Cotter Salvern, and Salvern will bring it out to the 30-yard line. The clock will expire after that opening kickoff, or the kickoff back to the Tigers, and we will send things to the fourth quarter. 1 minute, and we're going to start this fourth quarter play as Alexandria leads Frankton 42-14. That is what's coming up next on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, Promise kept.
42-14 is your score. Alexandria leads Frankton on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. The Tigers have the football at their own 30, first down and 10. Gass will start in the gun. Two receivers to the near side, one to the far. A completion on the first play from scrimmage to his open man. That's Fuller, and Fuller is still off and running. Ball is loose on the ground. And the ball came out, and it is Frankton football.
Wow.
So Mason Fuller had a big catch and run. And now Alexandria's defense is back on the field after the Eagles poke the football out and recover. So it's a pretty significant deficit still for Frankton. Down by 28, and you do have the running clock, but the Eagles doing everything in their power to keep this at least a ball game on the scoreboard. First down and 10, they'll have it at their own 25. The Eagles stick with the Wildcat look. Cooper Luzader running the quarterback position. Cooper Luzader takes the snap. It's bobbled. Now he takes off to the far side. Cooper Luzader sliding through some defenders and will be brought down after a pickup of maybe one on the play. Second down and 9 coming up for Frankton.
Now, the turnover there from Alexandria, yes, it's a big deal for the Tigers offensively, but essentially it was just about a 50-yard punt. So it's not like they coughed it up, on their own 20, and now the Eagles are in tough or great territory. They're backed up in their own ends, or backed up on their own side of the field. So
second and 8, Eagles stick with the Wildcat. Luzader takes the snap, pitches to Nate Luzader on the near side. Nate Luzader off and running. He's caught by the jersey and dragged down. In on the stop for Alexandria was Will Rowland. Looks like Nate Cardenas getting in on the stop as well. Less than 10 minutes to go in the contest. 42-14 your score. Third down and 4 from the 32 for Frankton. Wildcat set again. Cooper Luzader moves Nate Luzader up to his right. Cooper Luzader back to pass, has some pressure, rolls out to the far side of the field, now tucks it and will run and slips up short of the first down. I think he picked up maybe a yard on the play, so it'll be fourth down and 3, give or take a yard. Looks like fourth down and 1 is the spot for Frankton. 9 minutes, 10 seconds, and counting. Wildcat set again. Frankton really nothing to lose at this point. Will go for it. Done well at converting on fourth down so far tonight. Cooper Luzader moves Nate Luzader to his right side again. Will take it himself. Cooper Luzader off to the races and will take it out across the 45 to about the 47. And that's a first down pickup for the Eagles. Clock continues to tick down to 8:45. 42-14 your score. 46 is where the official spot is at. First down and 10 for Frankton. And they will stick with a Wildcat set that has done well for them for most of this second half. Cooper Luzader in the gun. Takes the snap, hands the ball off to Nate Luzader. Right up the middle, spins out of a tackle, and will keep his legs moving and drag his defenders with him into Tiger territory. Down at the 38, maybe 39.
Nate Luzader, exactly what we're looking for here from the Eagles offensively. They didn't involve him much in the offense in the first half. Now here we are in the second half. They're fighting the clock, yes, but it's like I said, it's the small wins. The offensive line holding up fairly strong. Nate Luzader looking much, much stronger than he did in the first half.
First and 10 from the 39. 7:40 left on the fourth quarter clock. Luzader. Wild card set. Now moves Nate Luzader to his left. Takes the snap. Will run backwards towards the 50. Sets his feet. Throws on the run. It is complete. And that is Ethan Stansberry, who was the starting quarterback for the night. hauls in a catch as a receiver down near the 15. Ball spotted at the 16-yard line, it would appear. First down and 10 for Frankton, and they're making a run at it offensively. First and 10. 7 minutes and counting in regulation. Luzader. Gun set. Nate Luzader to his right. Cooper Luzader takes the snap. Shovel pass to Nate Luzader. Cuts back towards the middle. Nate Luzader still rolling, and he is finally shoved down inside the 5. Looks like he got down to about the 2, maybe 3-yard line. Nonetheless, first and goal for Frankton. 42-14 and a late surge with the running clock. The clock right now is the biggest issue for the Eagles working against them as it doesn't stop now that they're back inside the 35-point differential. And we'll see what the Eagles can do to try and make this a shootout headed in the last 6 minutes of the contest. Cooper Luzader at quarterback. Nate Luzader to his right. Takes the snap. Keeps it for himself. Cooper Luzader rolling. Ball loose on the ground. And I'm not sure if Alexandria got back on top of it. It looks like Frankton was able to maintain possession. So the ball will move maybe a step away from the goal line. It'll be about second and goal from the 5-yard line. Five and a half minutes left in the fourth. 42-14 is your score. Clock continues to roll. And Frankton taking their time getting back to the line. 6 seconds on the play clock. Cooper Luzader at quarterback. Takes the snap. We'll hand off to Oakley. Oakley running to the right side of the line, and he's into the end zone. Kane Oakley punches it across the goal line to make it 42-20. And as much as you love to see that from the Eagles making a late push, clock rolling against you, less than 5 minutes to go, still might be out of reach, but crazier things have happened.
Crazier things have happened, but the offensive line for Frankton looking solid there. Really formed a hole for Oakley to run through. Just tough that they're down 22.
PAT attempt is on the way. High snap, and the point after will still count. 42-21 the score, 30 seconds, and we'll finish out this fourth quarter on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
42-21 is your score. Alexandria still with a doubled over lead over the Frankton Eagles on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. 4:23 is what remains in the fourth quarter. After the kickoff, the running clock will ensue once again as the teams get set on the field and ready to get this final 4 minutes and 23 seconds underway. Frankton making a late push, though, and like you said earlier, looking at kind of the small victories for the Eagles as we go on into the evening.
Looking for that offensive line to be more solid than it have been. They were solid on that first drive, and we've yet to see that more into the game, except in that last drive. The offense was solid. Definitely helped that they ran the majority rushing plays, but it is what it is.
Brady Gast will return for Alexandria, and he takes a knee at the 21-yard line. 4 minutes and 15 seconds left, and the clock will roll for the remainder of regulation. Good play call there, and really an interesting ball game through and through. You saw what looked like was going to be a close one as both teams score on their first drives of the contest, and then Alexandria shifts into a second, third, and fourth gear, blows this open to a 35-point running clock, and now Frankton switching up the look a little too late into the contest, unfortunately, but they've moved their way back within 3 scores. Unfortunately, less than 4 minutes to go. I don't think they'll be able to catch the Tigers, but still, this game has kind of been all over the place tonight.
Colin, it's certainly been a good game. The scoreboard doesn't really reflect the score, in my opinion. I mean, these teams are certainly playing well on both sides of the ball. Just minor things going wrong for Frankton. Alexandria just playing overall better football.
2nd down and 6 for Alexandria after the short run by Clayton Martin. We've hit the 3-minute mark in the 4th quarter. 2nd and 6 from the 25. Less than 3 minutes to go. Gast in the gun. 2 receivers to his left side, 1 out to his right. Gast taking the clock all the way down to 3 seconds. Now will go down in the backfield. The offensive line for Alexandria kind of fell apart on that left side. This will be 3rd down and 12. 2.5 minutes left on the game clock. So fortunately for Alexandria, you've got the clock working with you. Up by 21. But you've got to at least pick up a 1st down here, get yourself to a 4th and inches where you can punch it across that 1st down marker and keep the ball on your side and not give it back to Frankton's offense, who's been chugging pretty well in the 4th quarter.
Right, and going back to the small wins for Alexandria here, like you just said, looking to gain the 1st down and keep the ball offensively for you, not looking to have your defense chug back out there.
3rd down and 11 from the 19. Less than 2 minutes left. Gast back to pass out of the gun. Lofts it. Near side, and it is incomplete, overthrown just out of the fingertip reach of Mason Fuller. That was a good look and throw from Brady Gast. The Tigers have to punt with 1:34 left on the regulation clock. And the Tigers have, of course, that 42-21 lead. Frankton will get one more shot to try and push it back to just a 14-point contest, but what will be with less than a minute to go by the time they get the ball back might be unlikely.
Not sure I like the play call there from Coach Gast. I would have much rather seen a short ball and maybe a check down pass, give a 4th and short opportunity here, or maybe an opportunity for a longer punt instead of standing inside their own 5.
Timeout taken on the field. While we do have a timeout, just a reminder that small town charm meets exceptional service at Johnson County Golf Carts. Whether you're a seasoned golfer, weekend adventurer, or simply looking for a convenient way to navigate around town, they have street legal golf carts that are just right for you. Johnson County Golf Carts is a locally owned family business providing top-notch customer service to everyone who walks through their door. Experience the difference with Johnson County Golf Carts, where quality and service meet hometown hospitality. Visit Johnson County Golf Carts in downtown Franklin or at jcgolfcarts.com. One of our several sponsors that make these broadcasts possible week in and week out. We want to thank all of them. 42-21, the score. Teams have retaken the field. 58.6 seconds left on the game clock. It'll be one more punt for Alexandria. Frankton will take the ball. Returner standing around midfield for the Eagles. That's number 23, Cooper Luzader. Ball loose, and it is going to be scooped up in the end zone for Frankton. Frankton scores on the messed up snap, and it's a 14-point contest. 42-27 off of a blocked punt. And now you've got an even crazier end to the game, even if Frankton doesn't come back to win this in the end, which with 24 seconds left, they're not. But I didn't expect for this to be a 21-point push with a running clock in the 4th.
See, and that goes back to exactly what we talked about just before the 4th quarter. It's the small things. Frankton has showed great fight and great heart and drive to want to be here. I mean, they're down big, but the hustle is there.
There's 4.9 seconds left on the 4th quarter clock. obviously in that amount of time, you're not going to be able to come back down 14. But I think that this win for Alexandria clouds the fact a little bit that Frankton has made a very impressive push late in this contest to get themselves within 14. 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, 2 by the offense, 1 by the special teams unit. And like you said, the fight from this Frankton Eagles team is a good thing to see this late in the season, especially just a couple weeks out from sectionals. You don't pick up a win tonight, but you get to see a new formation with the Wildcat and Cooper Luzader running quarterback. Nate Luzader in the backfield, his older brother, running with him. It's a pretty good look for Frankton headed in the next couple of weeks.
Good look for Frankton, but on the other side of the ball, it's not a great look for Alexandria. I mean, like you've talked about, yeah, the wind maybe clouds the fact of not the greatest football played. I mean, this second half, yeah, they were up big and they knew it, but not the greatest second half football from Alexandria, but a win no matter what.
And the final score tonight, Alexandria 42, Frankton 28. Heck of a win for Alexandria, heck of a push for Frankton late in the contest, and a lot to unpack in the closing moments of this ballgame. We'll take just a 30-second minute break to give our sideline reporter Lily Herrera time to catch up with Coach Cast, get a couple of words from him after the contest, but until then, here's a word from some of our advertisers. That's what's coming up on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Why haven't you fixed the AC?
Don't sweat the heat any longer. Let Peterman handle it.
They can fix it.
Looks like you could use a new heating and cooling system.
Yes. We're miserable.
Well, right now, when you install a qualifying heating and cooling system with us, you get the AC for free. And we'll install next day.
We need to tell everyone.
Just visit PetermanHVAC.com.
The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too. And we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com. Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Final score of tonight's game, 42-28. Alexandria pulls off a big-time win over rival in the Central Indiana Conference, Frankton. And, again, that score could have been a lot wider of a margin for these two teams, but Frankton's late push in the fourth quarter, 21 points after the running clock, kind of adds up and closes the gap a little bit. Nice fight from Frankton, though, to see them end on a relative high note. But nonetheless, a good look for the Eagles as they head towards postseason time.
A great look for the Eagles. The postseason is right around the corner, and they're coming off of a great fight. It didn't matter whether it was the first string, the second string, the third string. Frankton came out here in the second half with something to prove, not to anybody but themselves. And in Frankton's book, this might be a win. I mean, the score certainly doesn't reflect the game that was played tonight. This was a hard-fought battle on both sides. Alexandria just comes out on top because they had less mistakes. Brady Gast had a great day. Clayton Martin had a great day. Bryson Eckler had a great day. Frankton came up with a couple of big opportunities that they didn't take advantage of. Their defense didn't play the best that they could have. And Frankton has a great opportunity going into the playoffs to build some momentum the rest of this regular season.
Like you said, several of those guys for the Alexandria offense with big nights tonight. I think you got to give it to Brady Gass, though, as the player of the game. Did it in the air, did it with his legs. Pair of passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown as well to his name. He accounts for half of the points for Alexandria this evening. Now, the one thing that I do want to say is there was some second-string activity for Alexandria late in that fourth quarter. So, obviously, maybe you take away a couple of those scores for Frankton if you do have the starters in for the Tigers. But, nonetheless, Frankton, I think, in a pretty good spot as they look to head towards sectional time. They've got 2 weeks left in their upcoming schedule. Pretty important couple of matchups in the Central Indiana Conference against Blackford and Elwood, the two teams that sit right above Frankton in the rankings. They sit at 7th for Elwood and 6th for Blackford. For Alexandria, they've got some tough matchups coming up next week. They're at Madison Grant, we know how they play. We saw it last week. They like to run the ball a lot. They're a top 4 team in 1A, and then they finished the regular season at home against Blackford. Blackford obviously down towards the bottom of the conference, but still a dangerous team if you give them the opportunity. If you have any key takeaways from tonight's game, Joey, for Alexandria, what are you looking at? Because right now it seems like they've got their offense moving back the way it was at the beginning of the season. In the beginning of the year, they were scoring 42 points a game, allowing 10. Through the last few weeks, they've only scored 16 points a game and allowed 35. Tonight they score 42, allow 28, so they're kind of in between both of those averages. But nonetheless, what are some key takeaways from tonight's game for Alexandria?
I mean, defensively I have some concerns, but offensively for the Tigers, they're just incredible. It's this passing game that really propels them. Clayton Martin rushing on the ground is just great.
And we're going to send it down to Lily Herrera on the sideline. She's got Coach Pete Gast of Alexandria. Lily, take it away.
Coach, congrats on the win. But what does a win on your home field against your rivals and conference rivals mean for you and the team?
Yeah, it's always big to beat Frankton. They're a rival. They're right down the road. And they're still a good football team. They've got physical kids. They've got playmakers. And we just, we made a few more plays than they did tonight. So it was a big win. It meant a lot.
Absolutely. Congrats, Coach, and thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Calling back to you.
Thanks for that, Lily. Good words from Coach Gast. A good opponent in Frankton, a good up-the-road rival. And I think, like he said, they still have a lot of playmakers and a lot of good ability, good physicalness, good mental toughness on the field as well. So be on the lookout for Frankton. They're a young team as well. They've got some growing to do and still a couple of weeks to get some kinks worked out before they head to